Hello, and welcome to another Quarantine Net Standard Edition of Here Be Dragons. My name is Jared Sarton. I am the Dungeon Master, and my wonderful players are Alex Kearsley, Austin Schumacher, Lindsay Sarton, Nathan Rogersek, and Lauren Bird. And I've got a DM in training here, Tinkerbell. She is rolling all nat 20s and killing all of the players. That's her goal, so if you see her reach for the dice, you know what's happening. But before we hop into the actual game and the killing, yeah.
Right.
Oh, we got a sassy queen raid. Welcome in,
Raiding.
y'all.
I want to say thank you for the raids, the hosts, the bits, all right, out of the gate here. Thank you to Cadence. Mountain Dew just gave us a follow. As we're looking at that right here, one of the things we do is we have the hype boss. So you'll see below me that there is a little bar that currently just got taken over. Nope. Oh no, it's still the real POTUS. I just saw some damage hit. But the real POTUS is currently our hype boss, and what happens is he's got a little health bar there, and as you follow, subscribe, give bits, give tips, you will get to knock down that health bar, and if you become the new hype boss, you get to assign a nat 20 to any of the players or the DM, meaning at any point that they would roll a d20, they can say, no, that's going to be a crit. A crit hit.
He always tries to make it a DM.
I have to throw that in there.
It's true, it's happened.
It happens, guys. We do have a few other things that happen when you do give tips. There is a $5 tip level. This little box over my shoulder here has a few scrolls in it. There's a bunch of small effects that happen randomly over the course of the next couple moments after the tip comes in. Those aren't assignable. They'll get randomly assigned out to either the characters, the DM, or the environment. At the $10 level, we do have, why am I blanking here? A reroll. So the rerolls will be assigned by you. So when you're tipping at $10 or at an increment of 10, please let us know who you want to give rerolls to. That is the players and the DM, still throwing that in there. And finally, at the $25 level, we do have a challenger friend or foe approaches, meaning the DM's got a few friends and foes in his sleeve, short sleeve, and we will pull one of those out, and it'll affect the game. Oh man, they're going after it. The Cadence, you get to let us know who that reroll is going to.
FYI, it can also go to Tinkerbell and it goes to Astro.
Yeah, if you do say Tinkerbell, the doggo here, we do have a little blink dog in the game, and the blink dog can be given.
Aw.
Yeah! Garth. So Garth starts off with a reroll, and you guys are already knocking down the real POTUS. Before we kick into the game as well, we do want to quickly call out all of our sponsors and thank everyone who has tipped, subbed, followed, liked, shared, all of the above. So thank you to those of you watching, and thank you to those of you who have supported. We do have a few things over my shoulder here. Blacksmith Craft Dice is the first one. Any thunks and thuds you hear rolling from most of the players is Blacksmith Craft Dice. It's a metal dice that you can get fairly inexpensively on Amazon, but they are really, really, really nice. They feel great, they roll great.
They roll exactly what you need.
We've crafted that term as well. We do also have Critical Treasures, who make some really great handmade gifts. They're anywhere from dice bags, you see that Lauren has, the one right here, pins, markers. I think she has some dice that she imports as well. So feel free to support her in her Etsy shop. That link is below in Twitch here as well. And finally, we do have Caffeinated Kobold. Caffeinated Kobold is a game-themed, inspired coffee group. They have 4 different flavors, some really, really good beans. They've worked with a couple different importers to get some great flavor that's supposed to just encompass like Saturday morning games with friends or Friday evening games with friends, whatever it may be. It's great coffee, and I love it.
And Jared, what if people like want to rock a shirt like one of us is wearing, like Sassy Queen did?
So my shirt isn't available, but the shirts that are available. Oh yeah, Lindsay is wearing one of our finely crafted shirts that was on our Indiegogo.
I got a little some like really drastic sun lines from my balcony the other day, so I decided not to wear the tank top.
So her tank top is available. Lauren's tank top is available both in tank tops and t-shirts. Rumiel's is available. Same with Garth's. And the shirt that Alex is wearing is sort of just a show shirt, and we will see that more shirts will be coming soon.
And Rumiel, please make note that you have a reroll. Thanks, Cadence, for that one. And
Cadence has torn down the bits.
Tore down the hype boss. So he's gonna assign a nat 20 to someone.
Wow.
Here.
Man,
Thanks for all the love, Cadence.
Before we even get into the story, thank you for jumping in and supporting us. And now we're actually going to start telling stories. And the Cadence, let us know who the Nat 20 goes to. You doubled up on that. Nat 20 to Ari. And it is a Gnat 20.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
she just got a nat 20 from Cadence. I just started rolling my portents with my blacksmith craft dice. Lauren, can you tell them what I rolled?
Oh, that's a nat 20, y'all.
And let me get that next one. Let's see what that is. All right, that'll be for the DM.
19! Yes, thank you for that 19. Okay, well, that means let's amp the numbers up. There is going to be death, and lots of it. Cool. So, last we were in the Stumble On Inn having a solemn drink at the end of the evening with the Ghost Blade as Ibrin and our tailor friend had passed in some battles prior. The players had assumed some power through a ritual of the Kingstone. Little did they know it was going to happen, but it did. So, with this newfound power, but nothing to show for it immediately, the players retreated off to sleep after having dinner and ale and a very restless night for most of them. Players, you are waking up in the morning, the day after you've been ceremonially given power of the kingdom. What is it that you'd wish to do as you're getting up in the inn? I'm assuming Drackland has spent his 13 hours of sword fighting the wall, whatever it may be.
While flying.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The invisible enemies, not the wall.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Ari probably cried herself to sleep and didn't get to sleep for a while, so she's sleeping in this morning. Someone, killed her boyfriend, so it's fine.
There was that. And there it is. It has finally been admitted.
Yeah.
The DM looks over his notes here to see that there is no boyfriend, girlfriend. It was just a crazy stalker girl, but
I will say, Garth probably spent a lot of time just like he quietly consulted his god, and then also spent time just poring over his spells, like focusing on the magic that he is able to do, just knowing we still haven't defeated the dragon king.
Yeah.
Dude, we have a long way to go, and that person has already defeated one of our own.
Mm-hmm.
Bastard.
And we just went to a PG-13 rating, ladies and gentlemen.
Children watch
That meanie.
I think
that.
we'll edit it in post. It's fine.
Yeah. Sorry about your ears, children.
Would probably. I know we had talked about doing something with Ibrin's burial place. And so I think kind of early in the morning, he would leave kind of before anyone else. Also because he only needs 4 hours of sleep of transfer. So he'll transfer 4 hours and then go out. And I want to take the the tree, the TREE that I have with me. Not a literal tree, but the treant thing, and like stick it into the ground, like over his where he's buried, and just kind of see if we can get some of that treant growth there. So I would probably start with that. I'll let you take it from there. There might be some after that, but I at least want to like pause there for a moment.
Yeah, you stick the injector tip of this thing into the ground. It's a giant construction that handful of days prior you had recalled seeing essentially the spirits of the treants that had been removed from the land returning to it, in hopes that you see growth here as you stick the device into the ground and lock it in from falling over, bury it just a little bit to hold it in place. You do notice that grass grows up very nicely over the mound to cover it as if it had been there for a couple days or longer. Nothing like a full growth over, but like lots of fresh life grows right on the freshly packed dirt. And you notice that you feel more presence of life coming into the area, but you don't see any treants or any forms of that sort happen up at the top of the hill here.
Gotcha. I think even that would just probably give him a sense of warmth. Being a druid and kind of focusing more on long-term stuff, like he would see this as like the process of life is, life continues on, and from death comes new life, and so we have new growth, and so kind of cool to see the process of life from that. I think after, if I have a little bit of time left, I would try to stroll into town. I don't know if the bakery is open, but if I could get some rolls, and I'm gonna take a couple of them, seeing you look like you're nodding.
Yeah, so you do make it into town, and the bakery does have their closed sign up, but you see some motion as the baker is setting up shop, and the goblins who tend to the shop are there. One of the goblins notices you kind of eyeing in and opens the door and leans out. We're not open yet, but we'll open in about 20 minutes. You can come in now. I'm sure it'll be fine. And he looks back over the counter. Yeah, it's fine. Come on in, and you can get a couple of the freshest rolls or sweets or whatever you need this morning. We do have a lot being made still, such as like the sweetest of donut treats, but there's some breads out already.
Oh, that would be perfect. I just
early
need it.
B1RD.
What?
The early B1RD gets the roll.
No, I just need just a couple of rows. They don't need to be necessarily the sweetest. We'll take whatever's here.
Yeah, there's a few nice croissants down here, and then there's a couple sweet rolls. It'll only be a silver.
Perfect. And I'll take the sweet rolls, and toss a silver. And then what I want to do is go to the park.
All right.
And I'm going to take the sweet rolls and a couple of rations, day's rations.
Okay.
And I'm going to speak in Druidic to B1RD, have him fly the rolls in, put them on the water, and then drop the rations next to the sweet rolls.
You're talking about the park outside
the portal,
of town.
Where,
he's at the park and he's at the portal.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to the portal and having him basically fly some food to the baby kraken.
All right. As you do that, B1RD lets out a couple quick methodical chirps in agreement and flies through the portal, disappears only momentarily, and then comes flying back with his claws open as he had dropped the food and rations off. And you can hear faintly, as the town has been pretty quiet this morning, you can hear some splashing just outside of the wall. And you believe that this little kraken beast has gotten its breakfast and treats.
Perfect.
Now that the Kraken has been fed, quick shout outs to Push, who has shown up. Push the Fisherman is here, and Craig, son of Horus, is here saying hi, and also saying never trust a goblin baker.
Must have had a bad experience.
Must have had a bad experience. No.
Ours has been good
I mean, this one's been fine so far.
so far.
You know.
All right, so as you're now making your way back to the Stumble On Inn, it is getting close to about 8-ish in the morning, and the town is getting to come to life a little bit. A few carts are starting to set up outside, and there's people opening their windows. It is a fresh morning. The air is crisp, and you do start smelling a bit more commotion as far as breakfasts being cooked, some wash being started, and the innkeeper looks at you, nods his head. Huh, out all night?
Not all night, just had a bit of a rest and then went to go for a bit of a walk. It's nice to get some fresh air that really clears the mind, you know.
Indeed it does. You know what else cleans the mind up a bit? Some breakfast and a strong pour of ale. But,
I agree with you there, sir.
the dwarf has a little bit of a foam mustache on his face already as he's consumed his breakfast beer, it seems, and is standing behind the bar with a big grin, waiting for other patrons to come in just like yourself. He knocks on the kitchen door. All right, let's start some breakfast up. And breakfast begins to be cooked in the back. The rest of you, you're most likely either waking up or stumbling out, unless Drackland has had his second breakfast and is hanging out in the corner.
I was gonna say, so as that's happening with Rumiel and the barkeep, I'm actually at the next table eating my breakfast, and I look over disgusted at this like foam beer. Like in the morning, I'm like, oh, people here, this is the worst. Rumiel, you'll hear me say that kind of under my breath / not under my breath, kind of loud.
At that moment, you two notice that you're the only two patrons in the bar.
Yeah. This is a bit of a technical thing. For those of you who can see chat, mine isn't working. So if there's anything I need to know, let me know, because
they're just cussing you out.
That's awesome.
Boom.
Yeah, they just
That's
don't
chat
like
activity right there.
Forget the druid.
Mm-hmm. Why
Don't-
did he come back?
Don't
They
find the
couldn't find
druid, you know.
It says lose the druid.
Yeah,
Heck
you know.
the druid.
Instead of find the druid, lose the druid.
All right, the rest of you players, anything else you want to do? This breakfast is starting up and you're starting to smell it. At this point, Astro is kind of sitting at the door with his nose raised as he's smelling meats being cooked. He's ready to go.
Garth is very ready to go. Garth might even go to the flap of the tent. Like, I don't know if you said you're sleeping in. I don't know if Valori's up yet. But he might almost like kind of look at the dog and kind of like hold the flap open, like, are you hungry?
So as you hold the flap open, Astro kind of looks around and hops out and runs out the door and down the steps and ends up sliding up against Rumiel's boot and sits up and stares at him and just kind of wags his tail, waiting for some scrap of food to be dropped to him.
I'll shout to the girls.
Toss it.
Yeah, I'll shout to the girls. I'm gonna go feed the dog. And I run up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. Anything for you, Valari?
I think Valori probably worked with Astro a little bit the night before, but then probably just like laid in bed awake most of the night, kind of in like this weird daze, like probably thinking. So I imagine I'm just like, okay, and then like rolls up like, ugh. You know how we do every morning in quarantine.
It's just normal quarantine morning.
Just like, ugh. Like, not tired, just like not wanting to do anything, but not wanting to not do anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
Relatable,
normal
right?
quarantine morning.
Are there any pillow goblins around in the blanket fort, Triss?
There's one standing by the door that has a plate of small biscuits. Looks more like a scone or a little hard pastry.
I'd probably wave him over.
He'll stumble over and hold the plate out to you, kind of above your head, giving you an obscured view of what's on there.
I'll sit up, grab one, and then probably hug the pillow goblin. I just need a hug, and adventurers aren't the hugging kind, and flop down.
Let me go!
There's a little bit of motion, and then he just seems to give up and turn into just a stuffed pillow animal.
That's what Tink does.
You hugged the sentience out of him.
No, I got this. I don't.
He likes squishy.
It's just a pillow now.
Just a pillow with a sharpied on face.
Shove a biscuit in my mouth and take goblin pillow buddy and roll over and catch another 15-20 minutes.
All right. The rest of the group is now meeting up in the bar area. Astro is sitting on his hind haunches and just staring up and drooling as Rumiel is getting his plate of food. Valari stumbles in and looks well worn and
More like shambles.
shambles in. All right. And without even saying anything, the barkeep hands you a small mug of the thick, bitter liquid that has been known as energy drink or energy juice.
The jumpin' juice.
The jumpin' juice.
The Java, if you will.
The Java, yes. And says nothing to you and kind of nods his head as you pass by. You're all sitting in the bar area. A few families come in and take tables off to the sides and begin their morning ritual of breakfast before a big day.
I will grace the others with my presence.
Oh, thank you.
You two are greeted with a small cup of the bitter liquid as well, and
I chug it and hold it out for a refill.
he hands you another and goes, "You're gonna be in a world of hurt if you drink any more than 2.
I already am. And I go and I sit down.
He's left wide-eyed, and the smirk just drops from his face, and the innkeep just kind of backs away and slides into the kitchen, not knowing how to handle that interaction.
I'll say, Ari, take a seat here.
I sit.
I'll be like, so, how are you doing?
I just imagine going, hey.
I start bawling. Yes, it was a really hard day, and I don't want to be a queen, and I think I should have never left home.
I start crying too. I miss him too.
I see at their table that they're crying, and I start getting choked up too, because I'm a sympathetic crier.
I'm just staring off into space and holding food down to Astro. Just not even paying attention to them.
I'll kind of reach my hand over and put on your arm, and be like, you're sad about Lavat as well then.
I just look at him and
Oh.
double.
Dracula feels like that he's miscalculated the situation, but he doesn't know how, so he's just gonna stop talking.
I didn't realize I was running a full-on PTSD episode today, as the whole party is just staring off into space and bawling for no reason, and the barkeep doesn't know how to handle any of that. Plates of food do end up being cautiously set in front of you, and a small pint of beer, and for those of you who hadn't already, 2 shots of the Java, a small shot of the Java gets placed in front of you, and it's just things are placed in front of you with no words, and the barkeep and the kobold that's helping out today are just silent and keep their head down and can't make eye contact with any of you.
I'll play my pan flute. Just to kind of cheer the others up.
I love
To add something other than the sound of sobbing to the room.
Question for the DM. After he starts playing the pan flute, do I feel happier or less happy? Do I feel more miserable now? I think I do.
You start to feel happier, and then it just kind
Okay.
of washes over you, and then you feel sadness again.
That's probably pretty accurate. Yeah.
Oh.
Hope comes and then is ripped away.
Yeah.
As you're all crying into your breakfasts and whatever you're choosing to drink, whether it's Java water or
Pause playing
Beer.
to drink beer.
yeah, there
Probably
you go.
drop water as the tears dilute the, you know.
salty coffee.
Gross.
Barkeep quietly comes around. Breakfast is on the house, and he says that to each of you, and
We'll
quickly
remember that, sir.
quickly removes himself from the situation before he gets pulled into any of what is going on.
You are so kind, and your kindness will be remembered.
Uh-huh.
We should make this the official inn. I think that should be one of the first things.
Garth, why don't you just take a moment, have a little bit to drink, have a little bit to eat, and then maybe don't talk for about 10 minutes.
10 minutes! I've already not talked for at least 8 hours!
Is calmness official for you?
This does not usually happen!
He does talk in his sleep.
Yes, I'm running over my spells.
The jail cell.
As you're all finishing
Yeah,
breakfast and poking
Yeah.
at the remainder of food on your plates, you hear a triumphant entrance outside. Trumpets and
That's
horns
different.
sound, but they sound in such a way that it almost feels like it's in the inn as well. A very magical presence of music is bringing something or someone into the town square.
Way for Prince Ali.
No
Great
vocalists.
bars.
No vocalist? Oh, okay.
No vocalists.
Just the elephants.
Basically. Basically.
Well, this seems very odd. So
Yeah.
as soon as that starts, I'm probably gonna pause and then go check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up and go outside.
Mhm.
As you all step outside, you see a fey griffin land down in front of the inn. The griffin glows of a blue and purple mist. There's a rider on top who is very elf-like, but at some point has lost some of the humanness and is more almost an ethereal being. The being steps off of the griffin, and the griffin sits and tucks its wings and curls its tail just around its feet and stares at its master. And then the creature, the human creature, walks forward and shouts out, "There is a new ruler, should I say rulers, appointed to this land. They will make their faces known at the right time. And those of you who have been appointed, please make your faces known to your people soon enough." And he turns, and as he looks across the crowd, he slows down and catches each one of you in the eye,
Roll
knowing
deception.
that it's you. And yeah, do you want to roll perception to see if you see that?
I want to roll deception.
He's rolling
Deception.
deception.
Oh, deception. Okay, I thought you said perception. I'm like,
It's
okay.
a plus
I
0.
heard that too.
Okay, let's see.
There's no.
That one fell. That is so far away. He knows it's me. He knows so much.
Are you sure you
Garth
don't?
is there. Garth is like,
Girth's like this.
Are you sure you don't want to use your portent 20? And he slows down and looks at each of you, and especially Garth at this point stares you right in the eyes, and then looks around to the crowd. And with that, the presence of your leader will be known shortly. And again, casts a quick glance over to you lot, hops onto the griffin, and they just launch back up into the air. Trumpets again sound magically with no presence of trumpeters, and he flies off into the distance and disappears very quickly.
do you think that we can also have griffins? If the guy that just tells people about the leaders gets a griffin, do you think we could get a griffin?
Well, he came from the Fae, which...
Yes.
So maybe it might be possible, but that's going to take some doing.
Second order of business. Griffins.
Do we know who that was?
Nope.
Is
I
there...
turn. Is there anybody next to me?
There's a handful of children who have pushed out between you
Cool.
from
I
the
turn-
inn and have been like jaw dropped, and they're staring up into the sky.
I turn to the kids. Who is that?
I don't know, but that kitty was beautiful. I want a flying kitty too.
It's a griffin. But, yeah, okay. I turn back to Garth. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. As a 4-year-old goes, look at that kitty.
Garth looks up at Aria and like looks at eye level to the children that she just asked, and like, and then Garth looks for an adult.
There's a few adults who are hustling past, but the parents inside are trying to get their children in to finish their breakfast.
Maybe Crossbones knows. Crossbones, do you know who that was? Maybe Cole. Cole, do you know?
No, but he's right about them sassy little kids.
Yeah.
Or I was.
You were
sassing.
sassing.
It's fine.
You're an
Are there-
assassin?
Are there? So I mean, we've got a lot of hustling and bustling. I mean, could just be some sort of magical announcer.
Cole says it was Steve. Duh.
Oh, yeah.
Steve.
Dave.
He wasn't talking very Californian there, but you know.
Mm.
He grew up fast.
And he didn't look like Steve at all.
So, how are we supposed to tell people it's us? Do we run away? This is all a lot of pressure.
I'm not telling anyone.
They said when the time is right.
Okay, today's not the day.
It's just we're not in the right place yet emotionally.
I don't know that this city is in the right place.
Well, unfortunately, I think it would need some rulers to get into a better place.
But I will say, if we did declare ourselves the rulers, we are looking for the Dragon King. The Dragon King is seeking to rule. If we declare ourselves the rulers, guess who becomes target number 1?
Perfect. We'll set a trap.
It could work as a trap, exactly.
Oh, I was not expecting him to agree.
That was
But
a
it was a good
thought.
plan. I mean,
Where did Ghostblade go?
You haven't seen him this morning.
Okay.
And he had retired to a different room at the end of the night.
Ah, he was at the inn though?
Yeah.
Okay.
If the Ghost Blade is around, it would seem to be logical to get whatever information he has. Clearly, he knows the inner workings of this city better than we do, and somehow he felt comfortable planting bombs in the lower city.
Yeah, that happened.
There are things that apparently that we should be privy to if we are going to be becoming leaders more on that later. But B, making any sort of move against the Dragon King, that is something that we will need more information about.
True.
Well, now we're gonna have to figure out where the Dragon King even went.
Exactly. We don't know.
Because
his
it's not with
his-
Ibrin, and he's likely coming to get Shadow Blade, so we've gotta.
Ghostblade.
Whatever, they're the same.
The
The ghost
blade we
shadowy
cannot
thingy.
see.
I'm just gonna call him Shadow. You'll know what I mean.
Unless
And
you
speaking
mean,
of shadows,
Hey!
Shadow Reels!
I'm
welcome
saying
Shadow
hi.
Reels.
It's like I said it enough times, and then she showed up.
I mean,
Beetlejuice.
she was busy making the morning pastries that
She
Roma
was.
had purchased,
Oh, that's
so
fair.
now she's here.
Thank you. They were quite delicious. I'll ask the Kraken how they were.
So
I that
as you've stepped inside and have started discussing what the next steps are, you hear some armored boots kind of hustle past the inn and are heading towards the gate
Garrison.
of the city.
What?
I poke my head out. Who is it?
As you peek out, you do see some heavily armored guards, much more armored than the ones that tend to patrol throughout the city. They are hustling in formation, about 8 of them, towards the gate. The interesting thing you do notice are there are both purple and gold sashes amongst some of the armor. That it seems that the upper and lower cities are banding together for something. But they're moving with quite a click in their step that they've made it up towards the gates and are hustling through by the time you catch a full understanding of what had just happened.
I stick my head back in and report what I just saw to the team.
That's
That's
something
interesting.
big.
Shall we follow?
I think that would be best if the city is uniting.
Okay.
They usually don't want us following them.
Yeah, well, we're there.
We're the rulers.
Well, they don't know that. So is this how you want to come out and say, hey, I'm a king? Also, hey, Farash, for joining us. Hello, how are you?
Well, if we're gonna follow, we better do it quick.
I feel like we'd be able to find them. I would like the answer first. Who that person was on the Griffin? Was that someone of him? Is there any, I'm guessing.
I'll kind
Is
of
there
get up and walk to the bartender.
Mhm.
Say, hey,
Bartender would know.
we just saw somebody on a griffin with all those horns. Do you know who that was?
Oh, the last time we saw one of those here, I think he was announcing the current kings of the city. Well, the former kings of the city who have recently passed. I was just a young lad then. Waiting tables. I think I was actually over in that corner, and points over at the far corner. I do remember the horns, and I do remember the announcement, but he seemed to have not changed since I saw him last.
Huh. So he's doesn't seem real? Or he's like a enchantment? Why would he only come at these opportune moments? That seems very strange.
Well, I don't know how these kings and queens are chosen, but whoever they are now, seems that there must be some magic in how it's bestowed upon them, because this magical being seems to show up, and according to my learnings as a child, the kings and queens, they come from different backgrounds, so I have no idea. There's some weird thing happening here.
How do the people know who to trust when somebody claims that they are the king or queen?
Apparently, inside the castle, there's a stone that only lets the kings and queens touch it or something. That's what I hear.
Inside the.
Well, that sounds completely false. I'll go sit down.
We could wander through town for a bit, see the damage from yesterday, and maybe Ghostblade is out and about early. If we don't see anything, we could always follow where the guards went.
I'd be fine with that.
We can see what happened with where the guards are going to.
We definitely need just information. And lots of it.
Indeed. Let's go find information.
I roll my eyes.
I love the information finding part of it. Talking to people, writing things down,
All right.
documenting
Yes, Arth,
everything.
let's go.
Yes, no, I can keep talking about it as we walk.
As we're walking, he just
But what information are we specifically looking for?
But we need to get a beat on wherever the Dragon King went. We have this Griffin rider who no one seems to know anything about, although quite frankly, it seems fair that he might appear only at the coronation of kings or announcing of kings. Now we have the cities uniting, the garrisons coming together.
Ghostblade.
And we have Ghostblade missing, so there's a lot.
Hold on. I go up to his room and I knock on the door to see if he's here before we go off on a errand.
Fair.
Please roll me a history check to make sure that you recall which room he went to.
I will knock on every door. I have no idea. I'm going to knock on every door.
You knock on about 6 doors and are greeted with a couple non-answers, a couple different answers of, is that the food sent up? Just leave it outside the door.
Are you Ghostblade?
Oh!
Oh, okay, sorry.
Another one you knock on and you hear, Mom, somebody's at the door. Can I answer it? And you hear a woman's voice kind of muffled in the background. Okay, go away, we're not buying any. And the door doesn't open. And
No, that's not Ghostblade.
finally you get down to another door, you knock on it, and as you knock on it, you look up and you realize it's your door, so you keep going. And you don't seem to find any other responses on most of the doors that you knock on, including but not limited to Dracklin's room as well, and every door that you knocked on comes with no results.
I go back downstairs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ghostblade's not here. I checked his room. Town?
Seems our best bet at this point.
Okay.
Thank you for not breaking down doors, as Shadow Wheels had. As Mom, no! As you finally make your way out to town, as Ari has spent 10 minutes-ish knocking on every single door in the inn and waiting. You do notice a few carts have been set up, but in between a bunch of the carts, there is one little wagon that's got a handful of small cages and crates that have been smashed and shattered, and pieces of these crates are all over, and there's a little boy sitting there crying and looking into the crates, and he looks up, tears running down his face, and kind of looks around at the people and the sellers around him, and people are hustling past pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, why are you crying?
My dad gave me all of these magical creatures and belts, and, this morning, the belts stopped working, and the creatures got back to normal size, and the guards just took them and locked them up in the castle gardens.
Garth, pull out the belt.
Oh no. I pull out my belt and I put it on.
The belt fits wonderfully. It is a very well-made leather belt, but nothing happens at this moment.
As someone who's going to be able to help you a lot very soon, I'm going to make sure that you get those animals back and that every bit of research goes back into those belts, my boy. Those belts are important.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Remind me of your name.
I don't think you've met him. Valari did.
I met him, yeah.
My name is Balda.
Balda.
Did anything happen? Do you know why the belt stopped working?
No, Dad had a shop on the side of town that is no longer there. And he had a handful of magical items in there that I think are washed out into the sea now. And I don't know if the belts were attached to anything there or not, but now I've got some really nice leather belts. And he holds up an armload of really beautifully handmade leather belts. And he looks around and he goes, okay, thank you, because I don't know how to sell plain old leather belts.
Call them fashion.
Okay.
How much, my boy?
I don't know. I would sell them for like 20 gold when they were magical, but I don't know.
Lord Dracula
A
would
few
know.
silver? 3, 4 silver? I don't know.
I hand him 10 gold.
10 gold.
I start coughing. Dang.
His jaw drops. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And he reaches out and kind of leans to the side to accept your gold and sets the belts down on his cart.
An investment.
Oh, thank you.
Also, let me cross off this magic item that I just printed on my sheet for the first time.
You can just cross off everything but the word belt.
Just cross off.
It's in the magic item section, Jared.
And young lad, you mentioned that there's magic items floating in the sea.
Most likely, or sunk in the sea. I don't know.
Bye, everybody. Fly, go. Okay, bye. I'm just kidding.
I turn to the party and I say, we may be able to help him. I do happen to know a spell called water breathing.
Well, he has the helmet.
Wait, I thought we gave that back.
Did we?
No,
but
I
we know
still
where
have
one
it.
is.
We did not.
Yeah, I
I
thought
You
so.
did
still have
not.
it.
But just as you were all talking about this, the man of the hour shows up. You hear a, oh, it's you lot, How'd the deep sea diving go? And you turn to see jolly old Perkins walking up with a small bag slung over his shoulder. Looks like he's out and about making his morning purchases. Balder, what happened to your creatures? And the kid looks up and hands a belt to Perkins. Seems the town's getting the best of us. Here's 50 gold, son. I'll take the lot and we'll figure it out later. Go take care of your family. And Balda rushes off as Perkins tosses a bunch of belts over his shoulder.
Perkins, why didn't you tell us that it was a kraken?
We almost died.
I've been closer to death.
A kraken in the water? I don't like deep sea diving myself, so I can't say I would know what's out there.
But you knew everything else about it.
Yes, one can know stories and fables and not know what the story or fable is about.
Well, you're lucky that we're so epic.
So, do you have a kraken beak or tentacle to sell to me then?
No, we let it be.
Huh. Good on you.
Because we're epic.
Because we're epic.
We're so powerful we don't need to defeat giant creatures.
I mean, we defeated it. We just didn't kill it.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Rumiel's in the back going.
So, did you, solve the rest of this king stuff?
Nope.
Ish.
Not really.
I heard an announcement, wonder who the new leaders are.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Garth
Crazy.
starts whistling again.
I need Garth and Ari to roll deception.
She rolled a 1.
Deception. Oh, well, okay. 16.
2 times better than last time.
So you got
That's a 6.
You get a little side eye, Ari, but then focus is instantly put on Garth.
Usually
So,
guard missile.
You do know.
I step in front of him.
You do know then, huh? Who is it? Who is it? Tell me. Which of you?
Perkins.
Good job.
Us? Know any good shops? I'm very interested in fashion now.
I've got some belts. Would you like a belt?
I already bought one.
Draclin falls over.
I just start crying. As soon as she says fashion, it's just like.
Aw.
What's his deal?
It's been an emotional couple of days.
Wait, did you just say Lavat has? Oh,
Yeah, you know anything about that?
I do not. But Lavat and I would share a cup of the potent juice that the bar sells now. Once in a while, when we would come back on our long trips, we'd bump into one another at the gates and share our tales of what we'd purchased and sold. And
He was attacked by a brute from upper and lower cities each. It appeared he was smuggling things other than fabrics. Do you know about that?
Can't say that I do, but Lavat always kept to himself with his
I rolled
business.
I want to roll insight too.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me everything you know. That's a 19 on the dice.
Your insight is plus
Did-
Plus
I said
1. Soft 20.
16.
Soft 20 and a 16. Insight here, you do see that Perkins seems to be telling what he knows. You don't notice any tells, you don't notice any faltering. Perkins believes that Lavat was fairly straightforward and shared with him information about the business, but there's no other shady dealings that it seems that Perkins knows about.
Okay. You haven't seen a mysterious-looking, shadowy gentleman wandering around town today, have you?
Have you lost a shadowy-looking gentleman?
Well, I wouldn't be asking you if I knew where he was.
Well, I didn't know if you were hunting or if you had lost a shadowy-looking gentleman.
We have misplaced him.
And now we cannot find him.
Well, if you've misplaced a shadowy-looking gentleman, the Undercity is where the more shadowy types tend to go, but I've not seen anyone in my travels this morning that
All right.
sticks out as a shadowy person.
Fair enough, Perkins.
Have you found anything good this morning, Perkins?
Oh, I found him a few trinkets and odds and ends, and you hear his bag clank, and he sets it down and looks in. This tarnished mug here. Oh, it's got a dent I didn't see. Jams it back into his bag and looks around. I found this set of forks and spoons that looks like they came from an old... Oh. Fakes as well. Well, that teaches you to shop in the Undercity without proper lighting. I don't have much then. These belts. Would you like a belt?
He also has
I
one.
have one. I have one normal belt.
Well, I do hear that there's a cart up here that has a couple weird magical items. Some book with felines in it, but somewhere, one of these carts. I'm not quite sure who it is, but I'm looking for any trinkets like that, but I don't need any more books in my shop.
You know what I do have, Perkins? As you show me that mug, it reminds me, and I pull out the top ring that I have. It says Brawling Mug on it. And I look around and I say, none of you would want this, would you? The Larry, Rumiel. Seems that it would, do good in a bar fight.
I don't get to bar fighting much these days. Dirty business.
It is magical, though.
He reaches out and grabs it from you, looks at it. Tests it with his teeth a little bit. It's a strong metal. This would do some damage if you... And tries puts it on his hand like a set of knuckles. Don't see how this would do very well in a bar fight. And hands it back to you.
Clearly, you don't have the kind of imagination I do. I'll put it back in my bag.
Perkins, is this... Should we give this back to you? And I'll kind of pull out of my bag this giant diving helmet
Kind
gear.
of pull out of your bag this giant...
It was the bag.
Kind of weighing us down, if you know what I mean.
So we have a video game moment of small satchel reaches in, pulls out something that's enormous. Oh, it looks like it treated you well and it is in good condition.
I fixed it.
If you'd like to keep it for a handful of gold, you may. Otherwise, I'll take it back to the shop and put it in the front window. All right. And he lugs it up and looks around.
He puts it into his tiny satchel.
Puts it into his even smaller satchel, and it just disappears into it.
Hashtag Animal Crossing moment.
What kind of...
Hashtag Mary Poppins, yo.
Hashtag every video game ever, yo.
Zelda.
Zelda, Skyrim. If you were to look at the packs and then physically put them on the people, you know. D&D, the amount of stuff you guys have.
Halo is very realistic. Only 2 grenades of each kind.
That is true. I did fix the thing that we're giving back.
Silent H says
we
you
did
should have
borrow.
bargained to buy it for 1 silver because it was broken and you fixed it.
That is true.
Well, I've been carrying it around since we left the inn. I don't think you want it. It's pretty heavy.
Fair enough. I did get a free bone
and
arrow.
not fashionable.
If
And
you're
I
looking
would say
for fashion.
fashionable, I like...
I just pat his back a little bit.
Here, son. And Perkins pulls out a very nice silk kerchief and hands it to you. Levat had made a batch of these for me a few years ago. You may keep this one. It's fresh this morning. I have not used it yet.
Thank you. Put it right in my pocket. I'm gonna hold on to it for a moment.
How long does he take to fold it to put it in his pocket? The proper. I'm just-
13 minute? No.
13 folds.
13 folds. Oh,
I
wow.
stand
Very excited.
It now looks like a tulip.
It's like a tulip
Origami.
pocket origami.
You, as you're all kind of hustling about, looking at the carts here, Perkins is looking, and he points out across the way, aha! I see the cart! And across a few different carts throughout the area of shopping here, there's a small cart with a book and a couple other gadgets and odds and ends on it. The book has the cat emblem on the front. There's a different youngster at the cart today, a little bit older, mid-teens, and he's looking around, kicking some pebbles, and kind of like not making eye contact with any of the other sellers, as his cart's a bit more worn and has far less things on it than anyone else.
Aw, I'll go there.
I do need to go there.
You there, boy?
That's my
That
voice.
is your voice. Hey, son.
That's my voice.
You got anything fashionable today?
Fashionable. Oh man.
Or magical? I'll settle for.
Oh, we've got lots of magical things. I'm not sure about fashion.
Okay, show me the magic stuff then.
We have this book of feline power. It's a wonderful thing if you need a companion in the moment and don't want to take it from the book.
How much is it?
I
need a companion.
it's gonna be 25 gold for this book.
Open the book. Open the book.
Okay.
I remember this book.
Yeah.
I do. I was actually kind of interested in the book.
Well, it'll be 25 gold for the book. I don't know why you're crying about a book. It's a trinket.
It's fine.
books are wonderful.
25 gold.
25 gold just comes out of Dracklin's hand and drops onto the cart.
I'll take the book.
Dracklin grabs the book without saying a word.
And I'll begin to, like, as I'm about to open up, be like, please, a sweet kitty. Open it up.
As you open it up, a calico cat appears laying asleep on the book. And at that moment, this is the first time that our little friend Astro had noticed the cat.
Oh,
and
no.
he stands up and bristles and lets out a little grrr.
Astro.
And the cat stands up and lets out a hiss and then jumps out at Astro and then disappears into thin air, and the book closes itself in your hands.
Careful you don't get cat fur on that night out. Nice outfit. It wouldn't be fashionable.
That's true. Do you want to try it out? And I'll hand it to Garth.
I mean, yes, I know what it does, though.
What does it
I'll
do?
open it too.
A little black cat is
I
sitting
would
there, and it's
reach
sitting
for
upright.
Astro as he does that.
Astro sits down as you grab it, as you grab like his collar, and
He's not wearing the collar.
He's got a
Well,
different color,
he's
remember?
got a different collar. Yeah,
I didn't put a collar.
but you didn't put a collar on him.
I don't have one.
Labat gave him a collar.
Levant gave him a collar when you guys were getting all dressed up.
He gave him a fancy blue collar.
So a little black cat is sitting there, and it's just staring straight into your eyes as you open it up, and its tail's flicking, and it's just looking at you.
Garth, I heard those are good luck.
Garth is just staring back at it.
The cat stares unblinking for a good solid 30 seconds,
So
Licks-
does Garth.
licks its lips,
Romeo,
blinks
do you
once
have
and
something
stares
to
at
say
you.
about these imaginary cats?
Rumiel's losing it.
I'm just watching at this point.
I'm just curious, because I know Rumiel hasn't seen this, so I just want to know what his thoughts were.
As you're staring the cat down and it blinks once about 30 seconds in, the young man is standing there going, "Oh, yeah, you like your cat book, huh?
Finally blinks.
There's a few other trinkets
Oh, yeah.
in here.
I hand the book and the cat to Dracklin, because it's his book.
I don't actually know what the book does.
Basically that.
It was an impulse buy.
That's
It's-
it. That's
It's
all it
the magical tome of cats. And the description of the item is every time you open the book, a cat will appear, very much alive, sitting on the pages where you open it up. It does not matter which page you open it to, a random cat will appear. It will disappear if you close the book or lift the cat from the pages.
I forgot we saw this before we met him.
So this book is somewhat of a trinket to this youngster, and he looks around. So
Boy.
I've got this magical oil of oiliness. I don't know what Dad likes to call this one, but you know, he's a little bit nutso. Have you met Dad yet? He likes to call himself Sparky.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everything makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we
Is
figured
this
out.
kid a gnome?
He's like a half gnome.
Is that a thing?
There's a thing.
Well, if you can have
If
half
his dad is a gnome
anything,
and his
yes.
mom is,
His mom is not a gnome.
I just didn't know that.
He's a little bit smaller in
didn't
stature
know
than like a normal human, but not incredibly small.
So wait, he's a human gnome? Now I'm more confused
Rocks
and
fall.
intrigued.
Rocks fall. Valari dies.
tell me about these other trinkets. I don't want the oily oil.
The oily oil might be something for you, however, miss. And he looks at you. I see that big axe that you have. Apparently you just polish the blade with it. You get a little bit more oomph to your swing, Dad says. I don't know what that means.
Oh, interesting. I guess it might be helpful for a little upkeep.
Well, I mean, this stuff's not cheap. It's and he looks at a couple papers and flips over. I think this handwriting. It looks like it says 200 gold, but it's probably more like 80 gold because that's a sideways. What the? Dad,
Can I take a look at it?
You can
Alright,
take a look at what, the item or the papers?
I have the
Oh,
paper to
the
see what the
paper?
dad wrote. I
Uh,
feel bad for this little guy.
you see a really messy set of handwriting. You see oily oil, and it looks like someone's taken all of the numbers and turned them on their side, because you see a G at the end that's rotated like 90 degrees.
Good old Sparky.
And so when you take a look at it, it looks like it was crossed out a couple different times, and your best guess is it says 75 gold under all of the scribbling and rewriting and whatnot. And it said full bottle at one point that was crossed off, and now it says half bottle. And you do see some of the same inking that looks like it had been used or returned, causing some confusion why the prices have changed and shifted.
Looks like this one's been returned. Don't know if you want it still.
This one was actually refound out after a battle. It's not been returned, it's been reclaimed. Reclaimed. The previous owner, most of this stuff, the previous owner had died a horrible death for some other reason, not from the items.
Is that same with the cat book?
The cat book, that guy actually, unfortunately, died of really bad allergies. He sneezed himself off of the top of the castle gate up there. He loved the cats, but really was not. It didn't work well with his seasonal allergies.
And at this point, I have the book open with one hand, and I'm just petting the cat with the other hand, whatever cat came out.
You've got a white little kitten that's kind of playing around on the page and batting at you as you pet it.
Yeah, oh, interesting.
Alex wants one of these books in real life.
I have a cat, thank you very much.
But not a book of cats.
It's true.
Lord Dracklin, from your astute observations and your knowledge of fashion,
Yes.
how much do you think would be reasonable to pay for some oil that is reclaimed?
Do I have a sense of what a half amount of this oil would be worth?
You sense that this oil is actually quite precious. It seems that there's enough to polish about 2 blades daily for a week. And as you look into it, it shimmers in such a way that you've encountered something similar in your past. It does give a +1 for the day for the blade that is polished with it.
Okay, so like 75 gold would be very cheap.
That's a steal.
So I'll kind of like, I'll do one of these, like...
It doesn't need to be near your face if you're hiding your hand.
I'll do
I got a cat
one,
book in my
I'll
hand,
do one
okay?
of
Gosh.
these. I don't know what's going on behind.
Oh, what am I doing?
I'll take the half bottle for 75 gold.
Okay, cool. You just gotta make sure you polish your weaponry with it. And I don't know, it keeps it shiny for a day or something. I don't fight, so here you go.
Thank you.
Perfect. Anyone else want anything here? There's a couple small little piles of rope. There's a little bag off to the back, and then there's at the very front a pair of fuzzy slippers.
These look like very interesting slippers.
Yeah, they're called Dad called them the Roadrunners, but they're a very interesting thing. My brother and I get into a lot of mischief with them. So what you do is you put them on, and they're nice and comfortable and soft, but if you take a couple steps off of an edge, you have solid ground for 2 steps, 1 for each foot. So, you know, you can jump between roofs a little easier if you're just being a little... I mean, I've never done that. I've used it to save myself from falling off of cliffs.
Valari wants them. Get him! Get him!
I don't need his snake oil.
You're literally a street urchin merchant who would like climb on roofs. He just described what you would do, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's also really good at sales, and I don't trust him, and I know his dad, so I ain't buying shit from him.
I mean, it's true. I paid so much for this cat book, and then I open it again, and it's like another cat. Like, where's the kitten?
Look,
Where's the one I had before?
I bought a squash from his brother. I think I'm good.
That's a
Your
great
squash is
though.
amazing.
I love my frying pan.
I just don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna
It
take
seems like a lot of work, and here's the thing though. I don't feel like slippers are made for hooves.
These
So-
slippers
You
aren't
know,
made
unless
for
you
a
try.
So I don't think that I can wear those because I can't put anything in them.
Tiefling troubles. I gotcha.
Tiefling troubles. As you're all looking at the items here, a small cloaked figure comes rushing up, about the height of Garth, and gets really close to everyone, and a little goblin hand pops out and has
Hello?
you lean in.
TikTok.
The hood comes back, and it's not TikTok, but it is another goblin, and he looks around. He's got a big scar across one cheek, and he looks around and goes, I've been told you're friends. There's some trouble brewing outside of town. I can't believe I made it into town, but I need your help. It's so scary out there.
While he's talking, I'm gonna draw my sword and start polishing it.
All right.
We're gonna need this baby.
Breathe.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Huh?
What's the trouble?
I think the trouble is that I was able to get into the city because there's not very many guards here. They're out in the field, and they're gonna attack the hill mound. They're moving up the mound to do something. I don't know what. But my group is there trying to fend them off a little bit. And you see, as he's kind of shuffling and looking for a paper, you see a leather pin of a black leaf on his shirt, and he looks around and he goes, I've been told by our leader that he met you all in Greenmar as you were coming through, and you're
We know your pin. We'll
okay,
follow.
Okay.
Slow down, young man. First, open this book for me. I need to see which cat you get.
Are you me? And the goblin looks up at you. Okay, and
Sorry, we can do it fast.
he opens it up, and he gets a really, really fat orange tabby sitting there licking
I
its
do
paw.
it. Okay, ready to go.
And as he opens it up and that fat tabby pops onto the page, he leans back a little bit. Whoa, what? I want to ask.
It's like
what-
bigger than your head.
Yeah, but that book. I'll take your cat personality test later, and we'll figure it out once we
Let's go.
get there. I have to go try to find if there's anyone else in the city that can help. I think we have a few kobolds stationed throughout. You'll see where they're at. My group is
Sure.
trying to hold the hill, and he hustles off.
Shall we go?
We
Yep.
run
Yes.
to the hill.
Of course. I'm gonna have B1RD kind of fly up, scout, and then just to make sure we get to the right place.
As you fly B1RD up and you cross through the wall, you notice there is one guard at the gate, and he's a very skinny little man. And he just kind of nods you all through, doesn't even really look you
Doesn't ask.
over, doesn't
Yep.
ask, whatever it may be. He seems to be kind of a recruit of sorts that has been stationed there for the day. None of the big burly guards that you've noticed at the gate are there at the moment. Outside of town, you get through the wall and you recall that there's a lot of the villagers who have been displaced setting up their tents for the night. They had just woken up and there's people making breakfast. Some houses to your right and a bunch of tents off to your left. The community's coming together, and there's a bunch of people bustling about the pathway outside of town, crossing over. A few people lined up at a few of the homes as if they're to use the bath or to clean. They've got towels with them. It seems the community's coming together outside of town, but it is a slow walk through as there's just so much activity happening. And as you do that, you hear a little yell off to your left in the tents, and you hear, "Hey, that's mine! Stop! No!" And you see a dark, cloaked figure running out of the tents, carrying a small satchel over his shoulder, and drops a little bag. And a mid-20-something's man comes rushing out, pulling his pants up and throwing a shirt on. Hey, you can't steal my stuff!
How far away is he?
This is about 30, 40 feet up from you guys. And you see...
Bonfire.
Create bonfire.
Front of the guy who's running away.
All right. Do
Yep.
you need to roll anything for it?
That's a cantrip that just happens, baby.
All right. So as you throw up this bonfire in front of the cloaked figure,
jeez.
you see him slide on the dirt path and look both ways and hustle around the right side. And you're just tossing bonfires around him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just like
I will seeing him take off, I'm gonna throw out a spell myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Entangle.
Okay.
It is a strength. It's a 20-foot square, and they need a strength saving throw or be restrained.
All right. In that 20-foot square, there are a handful of the village folk as well.
Well, he's running. I think I'm more focused on catching him. If I get a couple of villagers, we can take care of them. That's fine. They're not going to get hurt. It just restrained. So I'm okay throwing it.
All right. He gets a 16 total.
He'll pass.
Okay, so he'll pass.
If he keeps moving, I'll drop it.
There's a 12, a 17, a 2, and an 8 as far as the villagers go.
So they'll be restrained for a few seconds. If I see him continuing to take off, seeing that it doesn't stop him, I'll drop it immediately.
So, I'm sorry, can you reiterate? Am I seeing just these two guys running?
You see there's a bunch of people still moving across the street. You see a dark cloaked figure running away from you.
Okay.
And bonfires popping up around him. And one of the villagers who gets restrained kind of starts falling over and then catches himself as Rumil drops the restraint.
It does mean for the duration the area is difficult terrain, so
Okay.
it would slow him up just a little bit.
Yep.
But that's it.
So he slows up, and Garth is able to like wall him back in the bonfires. And he turns to face everyone and drops the bag and pulls out a sword. Is there anything you'd like to do as you're seeing this happen?
I wanted to use my thaumaturgy, and it does for tremor, like ground tremors.
Okay.
But I wanted it to feel like a big ripple,
Okay.
so that maybe he like falls down.
So as you've yelled, as all of this is happening, he does fumble a bit as he turns around with his sword, and he steadies himself, giving you guys opportunity to get within 30 feet of him if you wish.
We'll take that.
All right. And I need you to roll for initiative.
Yeah, as I'm getting within the 30 feet, I'm also going to summon a blade.
All right. As you're doing this and you're rushing up and the thaumaturgy hits and the bonfires are popping up, you hear screams of mothers beckoning their children to come back. You see a couple of fathers scooping up their children and running off. A few young teenagers come walking out and are grinning and just watching what's going on. The road clears up, so you don't have anyone in and around your battle area that is not part of the battle. It's you and this man.
before we get into fight, I was just about to tell him, like, there's no need for this.
Mm-hmm.
Return the things.
But also, I have a 14.
Also,
right.
Penguin Witch Doctor's here, just in time.
Made
Just
it.
in time. All right. We're gonna go in alphabetical order here. Ari,
15.
15. Garth has a 14. Lord Drackland,
7.
7.
To clarify, I'm saying just in time because he's just in time for like the first.
Yeah.
Yes,
Battle.
the first encounter.
Rubil,
in
8.
case-
8. Valari,
17.
17. Wait,
Oh, well, Barney's initiative rolls have really turned around.
they have.
They just flipped on their head.
The
All
dice
right.
are on my side now.
Rolling
I have
initiative here.
secrets.
Valari, you are top of the turn order as this. Yeah, I know. What? As this man turns around and stares you down, drops this bag. As he drops it, you do see that a few metal shiny objects come out. One looks like a mug, another looks like a plate. There's a bunch of gold that rolls out as if this man has ransacked a few tents.
And he drew sword.
He drew sword, a short sword.
Does he have the stance of like defense or as like attack?
He's drawn a short sword, and looks like he's ready for whatever might come at him. It doesn't look like he's gonna charge you, but he's ready for something.
So, and how far is the bag from him?
Within a lean arm's reach, essentially.
How heavy is the bag?
Probably about 30 pounds.
Too heavy for Mage Hand.
Yeah. She knows.
There is a small mug that is rolled out if you'd like to grab a metal mug.
No, I was gonna grab the stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were gonna try and like smack him with it or whatever you're doing.
No, but that's a good idea.
Oh.
So I'm gonna use my mage hand, and I'm gonna make it run up and just smack him in the face a few times.
You're just gonna smack the guy with mage hand?
Yeah.
Can you roll to attack?
Why? It's a cantrip.
Yeah, but roll to attack to make sure it hits and does something.
So do I get my spellcasting attack modifier, or?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
This isn't usually how the spell is used.
But it's funny.
Yeah, that works because it's a 23.
It's a 23 total. It hits. I need you to roll me a 1d4 minus 2.
What?
Did he get health from this?
Does it do? Wait, can we roll
Minimum
damage and can we roll psychological damage as well?
Sure, that'll be a 1d4 minus 4.
I feel like it would mess him up. Like.
So it is a 1, so it is 0. You smack him and he looks around and is stunned a bit. Doesn't do any damage, but he's now looking side to side, a bit nervous as if he thinks someone is near him. So you've distracted him a bit. Astro is going to run up and grab the mug that had rolled out, and he's going to turn bright blue and teleport back to you, and he's going to be holding this little silver mug and drop and start growling while he's holding the mug and just growls at this man. Ari, it is your turn.
What is the mechanic? I want. Is disarming a thing?
Disarming is a thing. Usually it's within reach. Let me double check.
You would have to move up.
I mean, I plan to move up.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if it would be more effective to grapple him or to disarm him, because I don't want to hurt him, but he must be stopped.
Grappling is usually the preferred in this situation.
I still grapple him
disarming is sort of a side effect.
Okay.
To clarify, does this mean she has a grapple that she's using and gonna tie him up? Or
No, she's gonna run up and
She's gonna just.
she's just
Yeah.
gonna like try and tackle and grab him.
Okay.
And to clarify, grapple is an attack action, so if she gets to do multiple, she could grapple him and then, like, bonk him on the head.
Or
Yeah.
could you grapple twice?
I mean, you could attempt to grapple twice if you fail the first grapple.
Oh no, Penguin Witch Doctor! So he had to refresh his page, so I'm just gonna catch him up really quick.
Who
so
died?
the guy turned around, had had a sword. I don't know where you dropped out, but he had a sword, turned around, and then Valari slapped him with Mage Hand. Didn't do any damage, physical, psychological, or otherwise, but it confused him. And now Ari is grappling him.
She's attempting to.
All right. So I'm gonna run up and grapple him. As I go up, I'm gonna tell him, theft is not okay.
So as you go to grab him, I need you to make an athletics check, please.
Great.
Could be good.
14.
Contested with a 17, so you fail that check.
Okay.
So you grab at him and aren't able to get a grapple.
Okay, then I'll take my second attack action
Alright.
to try a second grapple.
All right.
Nope. Okay, I still don't have him.
All right.
It's
Good
less.
action, sir.
I mean, what was your roll? Because this is a contested roll.
It's, yeah.
Oh.
12.
12.
It does not pass.
Okay.
She knew.
Well, I was just.
Yeah, but he's.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
weren't
it's
gonna pass
contested,
that.
so it does. Like, she could technically roll a 2 on the dice and still beat him.
Yeah.
No, I know that, but he rolled a 20.
Yeah. I
So
wanted.
she wasn't gonna pass
I wanted
that.
to continue your. Just in case it was like, it's fine.
Oh.
I just had to tell you, I got my only 20 of the game, and it was to contest a grapple.
May that be the only one you get.
All right, so you've attempted to grapple twice. Now you're within range. You don't have any weapon in hand, unless you had pulled a short sword or a dagger. But you're there.
I mean, I pulled my sword to clean it, but I wouldn't imagine that I'm running with it. So no, I don't have any weapons.
So you're within range of him now. Garth, your turn.
It is Garth's turn, and I think what he's probably gonna do is. I mean, he didn't take any of his restraining spells. I'm gonna fire a fire bolt at the sword hand.
All right.
So I know that'll probably raise the AC a little bit.
Yep.
But it's worth a shot. Worth a shot. Let's see. Do I want to use? You know what? It probably wouldn't hit. So I'm gonna use my reroll from Cadence.
Thanks, Kaden.
It was a 16, but I feel like hitting something so specific is gonna be higher. So it's still, we still take the highest roll though, or do we take the new one?
Take the new one. You did
Then
a
it's a-
reroll.
Then it's a 14.
14. It misses. So you
Yeah.
fire a shot at the sword hand, and it goes just below and gets engulfed into your bonfires you put nicely behind him.
Cool.
All right.
But wait,
What's that?
And so, but I'll shoot that, and I'll just be like, throw down your weapons now, and you may survive.
Please roll me an intimidation.
Gladly. You know what? I'm gonna
get a nat 20.
I'm just gonna
on it.
nat
because he's a
20.
halfling.
About probably what we thought it would be. Yeah, because there's a 0 modifier, so that's a 4.
A 4?
Did you not sleep? Did Garth not sleep well last night, or?
No, hey, you know what? Here's the thing. If I wanted to, I could keep re-rolling all day. Okay, I could say I got the nat 20 to hit. He could have no hand anymore. I'm trying to not destroy a person. Okay.
that and he's a little jittery from the caffeinated beverage.
Oh, okay.
You know, he goes to fire a shot and his hand's going everywhere.
Yep.
Perfect. So it is this man's turn, and he moves to just butt Ari with the back of his sword, as he doesn't have a good swing. Oh, yes.
He got a nat
Nat 20.
It's 6.
Yeah. So he goes to hit you, and that
sorry.
does hit.
He
I'm sorry.
literally never
Yeah.
gets them.
Yeah.
Oh, Jared, he actually
No,
is using his
Jared.
ability, so that's
I'm
a
just
6.
gonna burn it.
Oh.
You guys, I gotta say
Oh.
though, I gotta say,
Okay. I thought you were joking
That's
there,
rough.
but you're using it. Okay, thank you.
I gotta say though, I've been keeping him honest, and he hasn't used any of the blacksmithcraft dice we have hanging out around here, and we have a lot, and he's not used any of them.
Also, for your non-benefit, her keeping me honest means if I crit and I don't want to crit, just because I don't want to kill somebody unintentionally, thanks.
Yep.
So.
I'm
Death.
using my portent. I'm just like, no. You think Garth's not helping? Garth is helping!
He goes up, and it looks like it's going to be a clear shot right to the temple, and at the last second, the sword just kind of wobbles in his hand, and he ends up swinging and missing. And he gives a brief glance down at his shoulder as if something's in the air today. Yeah. Perfect. Rumiel.
All right. I don't have time for this,
I
but
don't have time for this. Oh, here comes
That's
Eight
how
Rose.
this- stupid. But
8
okay.
wolves.
No.
16 goats.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
he's
as
already
I'm running up
32 salamanders.
yeah. 3,428 earthworms.
Oh.
Oh, that would be even worse.
They joined together to form one giant tremor.
Oh.
I feel like we're watching
Was-
three.
Except it would be
right
like
now.
a foot
All
tall.
gnats.
This, if we do get a movie deal, this is going straight to TNT.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, speaking of earthworms, actually, after I cast Shillelagh on my staff running towards him, I'm going to mold earth underneath him.
Oh.
Okay.
So he's going to drop 5 feet. It's not enough to cause like damage, but he's now 5 feet lower. And he
So-
has to climb out.
So he is now looking at basically the shin kneecap of Ari's boot.
Precisely.
Was it a human or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is
So
looking at the
after
shin or
casting
kneecap.
that,
Yeah.
I'm going to run up to him. So I'll be standing there kind of like staff in face. It's glowing. And I just dropped him 5 feet.
Yep.
No, then he's like this with the hole.
He could be 6 feet tall, and he would be
6
a
feet
foot
tall.
over.
Yeah, which would come up to here.
Yeah. Somewhat like that. Somewhere in here.
So you
But
can climb out.
He's
just
looking
a
at
little...
the boot. In and of itself. He's looking at the boot in the end.
Yes.
All right. Lord Drackland, it is your turn, sir.
Well, that complicates things.
He's now
He's
like
in a hole in
he's
this,
now like full cover for most
and
people.
it's not a creature you can see anymore.
He's now full cover for most people.
I'm
Quarters
gonna walk over to the hole,
walk. Okay.
or sorry, run to the hole,
Yeah, walk. Walk.
Walk, you
Um,
got time.
and I'm gonna hold my attack. Well, can I attack him from here or no?
Over. If you walk over to the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's basically fish in barrel.
Okay, but I mean he's like 5 feet down, so I wasn't sure.
But his head,
Remember,
his head
right
is
here.
like at the top of the hole.
You could give him a swift boot to the chin if you wish. Like
Okay,
it's,
I will swing my rapier at him twice. Well, sorry, I'll swing my longsword at him twice. I'll do non-lethal damage.
Happy Gilmore style.
I love how it wasn't, oh no, I won't swing it twice. It was actually, let me tell you, it's a different sword.
No, well, I said I'll swing my rapier. I was like, people don't swing rapiers. You stab with a rapier. What am I thinking? So that's why I changed the sword at the last second.
Just snaps and changes it out, and he's like, "Oh, not this one. No,
Explains,
not
man.
no, not this
Well,
one."
It does take an action
So-
to change the sword, so I don't do that. I
The
just had
visual
that
is
sword.
so strong because it was like he got slapped, he got not grappled, and then I can't remember what Garth did.
I kept him from hitting Ari. That's what
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Oh right,
He didn't
and then
shot a
he falls in a
nothing at him.
hole, and so Draco walks up and he's like, ha ha ha, and like swings his sword.
Exactly.
Opens the book. Which cat are you?
This feels like a Michael Bay film.
I honestly did consider using my action to give him the book and have him open it up. But I worried that he might run with my book, so I didn't do
He's got to climb out. That's going to be an attack of opportunity for 3 people.
I just rolled my first attack. It's a crit.
Okay.
Oh, but he said non.
A crit
It's
with
non-lethal.
non-lethal damage.
Oh, jeez.
So your max damage would be
My
Isn't that
max
a
damage
D8?
is 13
okay.
plus 2 on the dice, so 15 damage.
15
On
damage.
the first swing.
On the first swing. All right.
My second swing. Oh, that's not gonna hit. That's a 10.
All right. That doesn't hit. So you just knock up against his shoulder and across his face a bit for 15 damage and give him a nice slice into the hood. And you see a little bit of blood as you catch some skin.
And we realize it was Barth standing on TikTok's shoulders.
Oh, that's dark.
In this moment, you just killed fan favorites. No. No.
Only the top half.
Non-lethal damage.
Only the top half. All right, Valari, it's your turn.
Slap him again.
Just
No.
put the hand on his head so he can't.
No, I'm gonna go back to a classic, and I'm
Okay.
gonna use prestidigitation.
To make him think he wet himself.
She gets it.
So you're gonna need to move up to see where you're targeting, but
I'll walk up
you
there.
guys are all around the hole. All right. You press the
This is the
digitate.
battle we needed after the day we had previous.
You press the digitate, and he goes, "Oh!" and looks down, and kind of looks up as if he feels the wet sensation, but he doesn't feel like the sensation of actually relieving himself. And he's confused and is just like staring up at all of you and looks over at the bag of stuff that he had stolen. It's right at his eye level at the moment. Astro comes running up, and he looks around, and he still has the cup in his mouth, and he lifts a leg on the man, and he pees on him, and it hits.
That hits.
Astro is joining in just like this humiliation of the guy who is stealing stuff, and he's wagging his tail, just staring down at the thief. Ari, it's your turn.
I turn to him and say, well, that's a pisser, ain't it? And then I go and I grab the bag of things, and I draw my sword, and I just want to ready an attack if he
Okay.
tries to get out.
Okay.
You just stomp on his fingers if he tries to get out.
Exactly.
Garth, your turn.
I walk up casually to the man, and I look down at him, and I say, once again, if you try to run, you will get hurt, because that bonfire will move into this pit. And you just see the sparks of magic forming.
Whoa!
Wow. It is the thief's turn, and he throws his hands up immediately and looks around at all of you.
Freaking intimidation roll, huh?
And he goes as he still has wetness running
He
down
only
his face.
spit, he didn't throw up. I would have thrown up.
So he's now standing there and he's giving up. You guys have ended this battle.
Wait, Rumiel. Mold the earth back around him so it's just his head.
So he's like buried
You
in
know
the
what,
sand.
Garth? That sounds like a great idea.
His hands are up in the air and it's up
He
to
can
his
get out.
chin.
I
Does
go,
it-
and
he
I go,
can dig
what
himself-
the heck? So I cast my thaumaturgy to make the ground, like, tremor again,
And it
too.
shakes in on him and it kind of tightens in. He goes, okay.
I pull back the hood from his face.
Mhm.
What is your name, and why were you harming these poor people?
Why should I tell you?
Why she doesn't want to pick up the bag and, like, look through it to make
I've
sure
got it in my
it's-
hand right now.
Yeah.
I can hand it to you if you want to look through
Oh,
it.
I didn't realize you picked it up. Never
I'm
mind.
gonna, I'm gonna take my book over to one of his hands, be like, open this up real quick for me.
The man doesn't open his hand at all. He's still stuck up in the air and he just kind of
Open it!
pushes it a little bit.
Yeah.
What kind of torture is this?
Take my book back. It's better than you, anyways.
I look around. Are there any guards?
There are no guards here, but you do see a couple farmhands walking up, and they each have a pitchfork and a shovel and various other things, and they're just kind of pointing it at the man and they're big burly dudes. So
Awesome.
it looks
They
like
can take care of this. We need to get moving.
Right.
I
Sorry,
look at
I didn't mean to
the
interrupt.
farmers and I say, he goes to the prison. Yes.
Yes, sir. Can we tell the prison who's responsible for catching this man?
See, it was the Dragon Slayers. They'll know what that means. Ari, you should probably give him the bag of stuff.
Wait.
And like Rumil said, we need to go.
The Dragon Slayers, as in the Bardic group? You're the bards?
No.
I look for the man who'd been running
Him.
out, like with this, putting his clothes on, saying, "Those are my things." Has he caught up, or is he in eyesight?
Yeah, he's kind of stood off to the side, and there's a few with him, and they're all like quickly discussing and pointing towards.
I call him over.
Yep. Him, a couple other young men, and a young lady walk up. Thank you for getting our stuff. It seems that a few of us had been robbed this morning.
That's what I figured. Distribute this among yourselves. Make sure things go back where they came from.
Astro.
Thank you.
Astro. And I take the mug from him and I hand it to them as well.
Astro wags his tail, and he sits there as you hand the mug up. And he kind of looks at the man and you as if he's waiting for a reward.
So I go, good boy. And I pat his head.
And he walks off. And you see quickly the man and the others around are digging through the bag. Oh, it's here. Oh, yes, thank you. And they seem to quickly dig into their stuff.
All right.
Really quick, Rumil. Penguin Witch Doctor says, awesome use of mold earth.
Right? It's creative. Thank you. It's the most creative thing I've seen for it yet.
To restrain a thief. Perfect.
Right? Might come into play later.
Dun dun dun. All right.
All
So
right. We're off.
as you move through the town, you do see that there's a few more tents that are more lightly scattered, and there's a little hill up to get to the crest where you can see the larger hill where you'd encounter the cave. And as you're walking up,
Oh, we're over there. Okay.
as you're walking towards the path towards the cave, it's still a long distance out. From one of the last tents, older man comes hobbling out, and he goes, "Hey, you lot, come over here. I've got something for you." Good night, Shadow Reels. Thank you for showing up. We greatly enjoy your presence. Get some rest. Catch us on podcast and rewatch here.
Stay well.
Stay safe and sanitized.
I thought you were saying sanity.
Sanitized.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
what
I know.
do.
I was
Yes.
I like
Sanity.
this. Say sanitized.
sanitized. What I don't know.
Don't get tased. Don't.
Tase that
Don't get
COVID.
tased.
Stay sanity. There you go. All right. So an old man's flagging you down. Oh yes. Same with the most of us Shadow Reels. We've all lost our sanity long ago. But
I was gonna say. No,
you lot, I've got something for you.
speak quickly, good sir. We are in a bit of a hurry.
So this was brought to me this morning by a large dragon man. One of those scaly half man dragon things.
boy?
Yes, dragon.
Yes. They're new to me. I'm mostly usually in my study, but he brought me this and says that you need it to catch and contain some spirit or something. And he holds up a small bag and offers it to the group.
Garth will grab it.
As you reach
Sure.
in, there's a small metal vial that has a really ornate metal stopper that seems to twist into the bottle. The vial has carvings of roots and leaves all up the sides. But Garth, you notice that this resembles something like in your books similar to like a phylactery.
What kind of factory?
Uh-oh.
A phylactery, so like a containment unit for evil.
Yep.
Yep. As you pull it out, the old man's eyes get big and his jaw drops. Oh, I've seen stuff like that in books. Oh, whatever you youngins have to face, I want nothing of it. And he turns and starts hustling away very quickly.
I wonder who our strange benefactor was and how he knew. Anyways,
Well,
Probably the same one who
We
summoned.
haven't even heard of Dragonborn being around since we've been in.
no.
Well,
since
there was
you
the
came
first
through
one.
the portal. That's the first one.
Yeah, you encountered one as you came through the portal,
black-
but you've not seen many.
Oh, that's true. I wonder if it was.
And we've seen the black leaf, so we know that they have a presence here.
Right. All
Let's
right.
keep moving.
I'm gonna
Agree.
draw my sword and shield now, just to be prepared.
I'll do that
Mhm.
too.
As you do,
Snap.
yep, as you do that, you get up onto the top of this hill that looks into the small valley before the mountain with the cave on it, and you see closer to you, looks about 50 to 60 soldiers within a nice ranking setup at a battle line, so only about 3 or 4 deep, and about 10 to 12 wide, and they're facing off across this small valley. That on the other side, there's a bunch of smaller creatures and a very disarrayed organization. Looks about 60 to 70 of them, with a couple taller ones standing amongst, that you kind of recognize with their dark cloaked setup that this is the Strand. The closer army, however, is the gold and purples of the 2 cities, and it looks like they're about ready to rush into battle. You do see a figure moving back and forth in front of the town's guard army, and he seems to be shouting some orders or a rallying speech to the men before they go rushing in. This is about 100 feet out, so you can't quite make out what he's saying.
You said 100 feet out?
I start running to catch up.
120? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you run to catch up,
Okay.
you see the guard who is kind of talking to the troops stand up tall, snap his fingers, and give a gesture, and a handful of the back line turn around and draw their swords and pull their shield up, and one
We're
of them yells,
friends.
"Halt! Why are you rushing up on this battle?"
To help you.
Wait, no, hold up, stop. Why is there a battle?
Oh, that's a good question.
The guards that have turned to face you look at one another. "We've been ordered to take the hill.
By whom?
Our captain.
Your captain is not your highest leader, is he?
In a town such as this, the captain is the highest leader at the moment."
Hmm. Why are you taking the hill other than orders? What are his thoughts?
The captain gives us orders, we follow them.
Well,
And
we
they-
need to talk to your captain
They
then.
begin to move towards you a little bit in hostility. Swords drawn, shields out.
How many?
There's about 12 of them coming at you.
Can we
It's the
see
whole
where the
back
captain
line.
is?
You kind of can see that the lead or the captain's on the other side of about 2 more rows of these guard.
I'm
And
going to say, I'm going to say to my friends, I don't think this is a battle that needs happening.
I agree.
I have a way to stop it.
Okay.
Or at least put it on pause. Don't let me die.
I
What-
was
wait,
just
what are
gonna
you
cast
doing?
Darkness,
I-
but
Start running
No.
toward all 12 of the guards, and you see this aura form around Garth as he transforms into a giant ape, looking to jump over them in between both armies and pick up the captain of the guard.
what is it that you just cast?
Polymorph, baby!
All right, so you polymorph into a giant ape, huh?
Yep.
What is your rough size and dimension then?
Oh, I'm a big boy.
I have it right here, actually.
I'm sorry,
ask
just so
why.
you know, I can't hear anything that's happening right now.
He is a huge size. What?
I was
What
just
we're-
gonna give you fly and let you fly to the captain so you could talk
I
to
was
him,
just
but
gonna cast darkness, but you
that
know.
works too.
No, I've been sitting on this too long. It's the coolest spell I've ever cast.
I very strongly a moment ago just thought about counterspelling it so that I could give you fly.
So
So
I turn to the
Please don't.
I
I'm glad I
turn
didn't because you're
to
very
the
excited.
rest of the party and I go, drama much?
As he's
No, I'm
rushing in.
Epic, guys.
Here's the thing: is Garth is also just like, as background. First off, Garth keeps casting spells that people can just duck out of the way of, and so Garth is getting sick of being the little guy in the battle. And
Says
this
the half.
needs to be a moment where, literally, like the fight in Garth's eyes is between two people who he's on the side of. They are now the people of his city, and they are the people he sided with in other battles. And people in this town keep not listening.
What did you turn into?
Giant ape.
Yeah, I see.
What's your intelligence?
It's
I mean, 13.
Okay.
well,
He's got a +1 intelligence.
why?
No, a giant ape has a 7 intelligence.
Yeah.
Did I see that wrong?
Well, polymorph gives you the intelligence of the animal you turn into.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but Garth is going into it like, pick up the captain and stop this.
Great, babe. Great, babe.
So you transform into this giant ape and launch over and get a hand on the captain. I
Strength
need
for that.
I need
too.
you to do an athletics check, please, because this
Okay.
will be a grapple.
Lucky. I rolled the same thing again. Lucky. I'm not. This is
I think you can only do lucky once, right?
No,
You can't
anytime
double
you
it up?
roll a 1.
no. That's halfling luck.
Oh, halfling luck. Oh, okay. Yes.
This is my feat.
Lucky.
Yes.
So that'll be a 19.
It failed.
I got a 20 here. So you grab at this guard captain and you're just hulking. You're hulking over him at this point and like drooling on him as this ape form. The whole line turns around and faces the ape and kind of arches around, swords pointed at the ape. And behind you, you do hear a battle cry and charge of the creatures across the way. They're about 70 feet out.
He's in the middle
I'm
of them
gonna
right now.
use-
Yeah, he's in the middle of them right now.
I'm gonna use my thaumaturgy and I just yell, everyone stop and wait. We are the rulers of this city.
And there it goes.
It doesn't seem to do much as there is a ape attacking and oncoming forces from the other direction. Everyone is essentially seeing red or completely deaf to external forces as they're going into battle mode.
Fine.
Well, this is
I
good
let
to
go
go.
of the spell. I'm just.
So I'm gonna then just cast darkness centered on Nathan.
Centered on Nathan.
Because
All
they're
right.
charging at the thing and
They're
he's at the
charging at-
front, right?
So you cast darkness on Garth as he's
Yeah.
transforming out.
But he's at the front and they
Mm-hmm.
were charging at the giant gorilla, right?
They were coming around the giant gorilla, the close group, and then the other side, the strand, is now rushing in. Darkness
Oh.
is surrounding the entire
Then
group.
can I put it like in the middle?
You can target one of the people in the middle, yeah.
Well, I want them to like not come forward. I don't want people to like.
Oh, you want to target the middle of the battlefield?
Yeah.
Okay, so how far is your distance? 120 for that one?
60.
60? You'll be able to get it just past where Garth is at, so darkness kind of fills the middle of the battlefield a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's almost like to you guys a dark fog just drops in place. Garth is now standing
Just on this side.
looking
of it,
up
then.
at this tall guard captain, and you do see, Garth, that it is the cleric that you had met before when he was healing people after the blue dragon had attacked your first day in town.
Wait, is he still in giant ape shape,
No.
or did he break it?
He broke it.
Halfling.
I
now.
broke it.
But
Okay.
now they can talk, right?
They can talk. Garth, as you do look up and look at the captain's face, you do see he's got eyes filled with fire at the moment.
Damn it!
Ooh.
Damn it! I should have cast it on him.
On Garth?
Yeah.
Sorry. The whole I'm just mad at me. I know
Aw.
this isn't fun for the fans now, but the whole thing I wanted to do was polymorph and fight that dude, and now the people are fighting because they're just blindly following him, and I didn't see it, and it upsets me.
Garth, one too many
Sounds like-
coffees
sounds
this
like a
morning.
king.
At this point, however, as you see the eyes filled with fire and you look up towards him, the thaumaturgy echoes through. The guard captain just puts his hand up, and the guard backs into an arc around him and opens up a spot for the rest of the group to approach. And the guard captain stands there completely silent and waits for the group to approach.
I mean, I can't see any fire in his eyes, right? Like, we're
No,
pretty
you
far
guys
away.
see
Not
the
at this point,
back
no.
side.
Just a guard captain.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, do we see anything though? Do we see the people move?
You see the
Because
the
if it's in
entire
darkness.
you see no, the darkness is between the two armies.
It's between the two
It's to prevent
armies,
the-
so the
Oh,
war
gotcha,
isn't
okay.
happening right now. There's
I
no
didn't know how big-
battle. We're just
Okay.
dealing with the captain. Is basically what I was trying to do.
Cool. Okay. I will walk forward then.
I'll walk forward.
Sure. Yeah.
As you do, the guard captain waits until you get in front of him, and each of you notices the fire coming out of his eyes as he stands there and stares you down. You do notice that the guard that you've walked past have incredibly blank faces, and they're very much just in this moment part of a puppetry of sorts. You get through the line, and the guards close up and give a half circle around you. And at the center is the guard captain and the rest of you. He looks back and forth, and you hear, it seems that I've found my rulers. And if I dispatch of them, then I may take the throne.
Well, good luck.
But, as we've come to this point, I do wish that we may take a brief break. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a
Whoa,
brief
we're
break.
breaking. Whoa, what?
We haven't done this normally. Couple things. DM does need more refreshment for his throat, as if there's been a lot of gruff characters.
Yeah.
We do need to take a bit of a breather before the battle. We're ready to come back. There is seemingly a nice fight brewing.
I would say so.
Yeah. So, we're going to go on a very brief break. It'll be about 10 minutes-ish. Go replenish your snacks, your drinks, etc., and do listen for our theme song to play back. You should be hearing some music now. It'll stay that level and that tonality, but our theme song will play a bit louder, so come on back.
Get your snacks and meet us back in 10 minutes.
And we will see you shortly.
Save the halfling, save the world. Wait, is that what I heard?
Save the halfling, save the world. I don't
Save
know, but we are
Missed
back.
that show.
We are back to save the halfling, I guess. Welcome back, everybody. We are Here Be Dragons. We are a D&D group based in Los Angeles, California, and around-ish. We do have. I mean,
you're based in LA. I'm just
in quarantine.
not-
We're just kind of like spread.
And around
Illinois.
Illinois, like
And we have
Chicago.
a guest star from Chicago, Illinois area. We have guest stars in chat from all over the world.
So our average like central point would be what, like Las Vegas?
No, the average, because maybe
Yeah.
maybe. So we're averagely based somewhere on a highway outside in Nevada or Utah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're streaming to you live from the middle of Utah. No, just kidding. Welcome back. We are going into a big battle. Tensions were high as the players did find out that this is the Dragon King.
He's the worst.
He is the worst. And before we dive back into it, I want to say thank you again to everyone who fought earlier for the honor of, Hype Boss. The Cadence took over, assigned some Nat 20s, kicked the real POTUS out. So,
Thanks again for the bit donations, the tip
Yeah.
donations. We've got a few new follows, like Roll for Idiocy. Thank you for following.
yeah, thank you for all of those follows, tips, bits, etc. We do love sharing our stories with you all, and we love sharing the chat with you all. We do read chat, so say hi to us, give suggestions to the players. Rumil might need to know how to topple people down some stairs or provide a death trap at the bottom of them. Well, I mean, shenanigans that have happened because of
if
chat.
Rumiel needs to know that, message someone else because his chat's not working.
Oh, message someone else. So
Let
again,
them know and then tell me.
So again, thank you for that. Those are all affected by bits, tips, donations, etc. Feel free to look at all of the links below the chat. We are going back into the story where the players are on the edge of a battlefield that is shrouded in darkness at the center of the battlefield. And at the back of the battlefield from the city perspective, the players have entered this half circle around a guard captain who they are now recognizing as someone they had met. A guard cleric, actually, who is the leader of the town guard. And his eyes are glowing of fire as he's possessed by the Dragon King, or the spirit of the Dragon King. And Garth had made a very good effort to try and take him out in one swipe. Unfortunately, they are now left standing face to face, and the Dragon King is breathing down on everybody, discussing how he wants to take them out. He looks back and forth after talking about their demise. So, is there anything that you wish to say before I end this?
I'm gonna Eldritch blast him in the face.
Eldritch blast him in the face.
As he's talking.
Just start off with that. So let's roll for your hit for Eldritch Blast, and then I'll need everyone to roll for initiative.
Is there anything you would like to say? Bam! Okay, well, I guess that concludes negotiations.
Only a
Don't ever
14.
underestimate the power
Actually, wait,
of
that might be wrong.
revenge.
Let me check.
Wait, just a second. Wait.
Only a 13.
A 13 to hit?
Yeah.
Misses.
Dang it.
So you do blast Eldritch Blast right at his face, and he kind of ducks just a little bit as you attempt to take him out.
And I'll say, oops.
Oops.
You are all about 10 to 15 feet back from him as he's just kind of looking at your small half circle. So no one's within reach. In case there is a need to retreat for spell distance. But now let's go through initiative. Initiative order with Ari.
17.
17. Garth?
6.
6. Drackland?
17.
17. All right. Rumil?
5.
Valari?
10.
Okay.
I know. I'm falling back.
10.
I'm falling back into my place.
All right, boys.
All right. And we will begin our battle.
Do it to it.
It seems to be starting off with the Dragon King.
Well, damn.
He is going to... Oh, why did that break? Just a second here. He's going to look to the side and call one of the guard off of the rankings and send him straight into the battle. And he's just going to stand there and look at you all. One of the guard is going to rush forward and attack at Drackland, who just cast Eldritch Blast. So he's
My
going to
armor
rush...
class is 18.
18, perfect. He's going to rush forward with a spear in hand.
Bro. Get it.
And rolls a 17. So he stabs the spear right up over your
My shield.
shoulder and gets ricocheted off with your shield.
Nice.
Better armor class than I do.
All right. That
'Cause I'm a fighting
takes us
warlock.
to Ari.
You said it looks like the guard's eyes are glassy.
Yes, the guard seems to have zero emotion. Even when he charges in, he doesn't have like a grimace as he's going to attack. He's just swinging up over the shoulder.
Then I'm going to run towards the captain with my sword in hand.
Okay.
I'm going to take the dash action. I want to get dash.
You're gonna
And-
take the dash action, so you'll move in about 10 feet. Is that enough for your
That is the perfect
amount? Perfect. All
And
right.
I just feel like, Cadence, what do you think? Now? Is now a good time? We'll start it
I
off.
think now's a good time.
I'm gonna use the nat 20 from Cadence. I get a +5 with this one, so that does 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 flat, and then I get to roll just another d8. Well, okay. 15 wait. 20 damage.
20 damage.
Yep.
So 19 was your base, and you rolled a 1.
Yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure you didn't lose out on any points. 20 damage. You do rush in. You put an elbow in and slash at this guard and cut up across his armor and seem to cause great damage to his armor, but not damage to the person himself. Lord Drackland.
So, Ari just ran up to the captain, right?
Yep, she's right up in his face at the moment,
Okay.
doing some
And
damage.
then where's Garth?
Garth is about 10 feet back. You guys were mostly in a small semicircle looking back at the captain.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to imagine. So, and we're how far from the captain?
10-ish feet. So she took a handful of steps in and swung her sword.
God. Okay. Okay, so we're all near him. I mean, I'll, and then the guard. So he had a guard come and attack me.
Yes.
Who's in my face.
Yeah, one of the guards came up and attacked you and is in your face, spear kind of up over your shoulder at the moment.
Okay. I'll just attack that guy twice.
Okay.
Oops. First one's gonna be an 11.
To hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that does not.
Okay. Second one's gonna be a 17.
Hits.
Okay, and that's gonna be 12 damage.
12 damage. What are you attacking with?
It's a magical longsword.
Magical longsword. So you make one swipe up at this guard and cleanly take his head off.
Oh, well, that's fun. Whoops. That one really was a whoops.
Valari, it is your turn.
I'm gonna go with my... I'm gonna start with lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. All right.
At the
Yeah.
cleric.
Yeah.
At Rumiel. What?
Oh no. It's a 15. Well, wait, you have to save.
I have to save? What?
Yeah, it says save halves. So I don't
Is it a
attack,
dex?
right?
You don't roll then, yeah.
Yeah. No, so that didn't matter.
I rolled a total of 10.
That doesn't save. So now I get to roll.
What level are you casting?
I'm gonna just do 3 for now. I'm gonna save.
Just 3.
I'm gonna save that 4th level for a minute.
If you get
Fair.
time. If
Fair.
you get time.
But I already called it. I can't
Okay.
change it, right?
Add a 3. Yep.
Okay, so that's 8d6.
8d6. How many do you have there?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just need 2.
Got 2 green ones there.
Here you go. Here's one.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciation, Alex. Okay, sorry, bear with me for the math. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 15.
Penguin Witch Doctor is
20.
ruling 8d6.
28.
28 total.
Oh, can I take his number?
Nope, he got a
Dang it.
29. So 28 as you cast. Unfortunately, however, you feel a surge of energy and you need to roll.
I forgot about that. Well, I did, and then, I didn't, and then I did.
Yep.
Hang on 1
So
second.
you let out an electric shock across the plating of the guard captain.
And then my wild magic is an 18.
18 for your wild magic. What do we have here? Wild magic table.
Why a magic table?
Insta kill.
Insta kill everything within view. No, it's not. Oh, you've done this one before. Sorry, but you grow a long beard of feathers.
Meh, it happens.
I don't think
I'm
anyone's
like-
paying attention right
I'm
now.
like so used to it now, I think, that I'm like,
your great beard of feathers comes in.
I'm just like, whatever. I've got more important things to worry about.
All right.
So I think that what I'm gonna do is also use my meta magic
Which does?
to quicken the spell.
You just cast it, though.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make it a bonus action and use my action.
You can use a cantrip then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use my action to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
1 second. That's a one of these. That's a 26.
That hits.
Yeah, I hope.
That one totally misses.
We're in trouble, guys.
And that's a 7. I'll take those odds.
All right, so you cast fire across the chest plate of.
Firebolt.
It hits
Now you
and
said
follows.
chest plate, yes?
Chest plate.
Cool.
Yep.
Just want to confirm
Oh
for
yeah.
everyone.
Oh yeah. You want to confirm that his armor class does say plate on it? Yes, it does.
does.
It
Okay,
does
good.
say plate.
Awesome.
I'm so excited.
Astro at this point stays at your feet, unsure what to do, as he looks up and sees the fiery eyes and he recognizes the scariness that is ahead of him. He lets out a little bark whimper. Garth, sir, it is now your turn.
Garth's feeling pretty useless, so he's just gonna do what he knows, well, what he hopes will work, and cast Magic Missile at 3rd level.
All right. Let's do this.
I want to use... Never mind.
So that'll be 5d4.
I realized it was magic. So.
Yeah, I believe it is 5d4 at that point.
So that's 14 damage.
14 damage. The 5 bolts of magic missile come twirling out of your hand and just ricochet across the chest plate again for this guy, and he just is continuing to take a beating here.
And then Garth will also shout out to anyone who can hear. The guards don't seem to be under their own control. Try not to kill them if you can.
As there's a dead body still slumping over next to Drac.
Decapitated. A decapitated body.
Rumil, it is your turn, sir.
Yeah. Oh, for once, it was kind of nice to be in the back of the turn order to just kind of see what happened. Okay, let's survey battlefield here. We have cleric in kind of the center of a half circle.
Yep.
We have guys in a half circle around us.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes, facing you essentially.
Facing us.
Yep.
About how long would you say that is?
There's about 50 some people there, so with the spacing, it's about 30 feet on either side of you, 30 feet back. So it gives you a nice, like, small battlefield where this guard captain is taking space to dispatch of you.
Sorry, trying to do some math. I'm doing circumference here. Yeah, that's probably too long.
Circumference from
2
edge to
pi r
edge?
squared.
Yeah, to go around the arc.
To go around the arc. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
it'd be like what?
It's 2 pi r squared.
Yes, but our R is
Radius
is
of 30. Yeah.
So that'd be 900 plus.
900. Yeah.
So okay. That seems bigger than I thought, but okay. Well, that rules that one out.
Did I give you the wrong equation?
You know what?
Pi r squared, 1800. Yeah, and then half that because it's a half circle.
Well, it would be 2 pi r, isn't it? Because the r squared is for area.
Oh,
Yes, 2 pi r. You're right. That's why I said, I was like, wait, I think I just mashed
radius
2
is
equations
30.
together.
Yeah,
Hashtag Jin.
2, 3, 6 times 30 is 180, so that's 90 feet around.
Yeah, 90 feet around, roughly, yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
that makes sense. Still too big, but it makes sense.
I didn't even give him the one for area. I just
Cover
mashed
90
it.
feet. Okay, well, given that, we're gonna just see what happens. Yay!
Okay.
That inspires 0 confidence.
So,
No, I love those kinds of.
behind me,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to conjure some woodland beings.
Some woodland beings. Huh?
Woodland beings. I'm conjuring some fae behind me. I'm summoning some pixies behind me.
Okay.
Pixies. Now these little sprite-ish things.
Yeah, I've seen
Who's
them.
gonna voice the pixies?
I can volunteer.
Okay. Now these
Okay.
pixies are fae that obey my command. Pixies are challenge rating of a quarter, so I
Yep.
summon 8 of them.
Okay.
I thought 2 Penguin Witch Doctor.
Pixies have this spell that they can cast once per day called Polymorph. And I'm going to tell 8 of them, myself, the wizard, and the fighter, we need some apes. So, then 3 of them, they also have as an action they can become invisible.
Okay.
So, 6 calling out, 3 of them are now casting spells. So I'm assuming, I don't know how you want to play that, but if you want 5 to be invisible, that is a possibility. Kind of what I was thinking, if you let me stretch it. Because it only takes 3 to cast the spell.
Okay.
So
So tell me the end goal of your pixie army and what is going on with these
the
pixies.
wizard, the druid, and the fighter become giant apes.
The wizard, the druid, and the fighter became giant apes.
Wizard.
Yes.
The druid, the fighter.
I should mention they do actually have their own. I believe they have their own initiative. They do. So I will roll initiative for them, but that's the command that I will give.
All right. Okay. Okay.
So
Summon
there's
the-
8 pixies, and they made you guys.
Well, they
apes.
will. They will. So let's get your initiative in.
Yes, I'm casting them behind me so that I am essentially providing full cover for them.
So all these pixies like just pop up around your shoulders and behind you.
They pop
And
up behind me. I give an order.
Alex, what is it
And
that
what
we
happens.
hear when they appear?
Yes.
You hear nothing.
You hear nothing. Oh,
They're
okay.
staying hidden, right? Right, Austin?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
they are.
'Cause they can turn invisible as an action.
All right. What is their initiative here? They get a
have
+5.
They have a 23 initiative.
And are they just there until they die, or are they like?
They're
like
there
the
for now.
wolves.
I am
An hour.
concentrating on this spell.
Oh,
Okay.
is it the same as the wolves or not?
It's the wolves. Yes,
Okay.
it's the
Okay.
wolves, but I'm summoning
Different
something.
spell, but yeah.
I just needed to know.
And they rolled in at 3 HP each.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that would be 20.
That's higher than I expected.
Yeah, it's a 1d4 -1. You lucked out that it was as it was when it came in.
Usually I think they're 1, so I will take 3.
My app was very nice to you today.
Yeah.
Thank you, app.
Yeah.
So obviously that doesn't happen immediately.
So yeah, they'll be near top of the turn order there.
Yeah.
So they
And then
come
They're rolling
in.
in a 23. and-
Rumiel, you hear whispers, Rumiel, when you're ready, let us know, and we'll go. Just you hear it though, they're very clever. They just summon behind you like hidden.
This makes me so happy.
And the DM is broken.
We're gonna have a fairy pixie episode eventually, and Alex will. I
Do
will
the
not.
voiceover.
I will not let you play unless you play a pixie character. All right, Rumiel. Thank you for your contribution to this battle.
I'm so happy.
So,
you don't even know.
Good enough because you're bottom of the turn order. Your pixies have rolled top of the turn order.
Okay, so Garth, Ari, and myself are now giant apes.
You've all turned into giant apes.
Lauren, you should
well-
have
well-
those stats from Nathan, I believe.
Well, 3 of them fly out from behind
Nathan-
Rumiel's back.
Go for it. Just go
and,
hard.
and one goes, you get an ape! You get an ape! You get an ape! They all turn into apes.
Pixie Oprah.
Oh no.
You're an ape. You're an ape.
Okay, so we have 3 giant apes, 3
Yeah.
squeaking pixies, 5 hidden pixies.
And a partridge.
And a blink dog to boot.
Yeah.
Don't boot the blink dog.
Well, Austin, what are your other ones doing?
They turn invisible. That's a
Cool.
That's an action. They have
Greater invisibility or superior invisibility, yeah.
ability.
And they can, it looks like, cast that at will.
That is just as an action, yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
And
All right.
Invisibility as a cantrip. That's amazing.
Basically. Cool. Now it is the guard captain's turn. And seeing that he's been attacked by a few people right up front, he's going to swing at Ari.
Bada, 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 bada. Yep.
I will say this does drop your armor class a bit, so I apologize for that.
All good.
But I hope
She has
the
157
You
hit
should-
points.
I hope
Actually, do you
Giving
want
you
us
a
to
beat
roll our 15d12 plus 60 hit points, or should we just go with the average?
Let me see here. I mean,
What is
I don't think it really matters because 157 is your average here.
I would just take
Um,
average, honestly.
I'm
We'll
good with
just take
that.
average. So you three have a temporary 157 HP.
Are you
Um,
serious?
157.
Your armor class is 12. You do have 2 available fist attacks, which are a +9 to hit, a 10-foot reach, and we'll do 3d10 plus 6.
Cool.
So for those of you who don't have the stat block, that's what you get. You can hit twice with your fist, or you can use rock, which you can pull up a rock and use it as bludgeoning damage, or thrown. But where you're at, there aren't any large
I was
rocks for
gonna
you
say
to do
we're
that.
kind of in the middle of nowhere.
So
at this point.
basically, you've just got superior punching and
Big old
grappling.
keystone.
So, for reference, you guys, your your armor class is not much higher than mine, but you have 3 times as many hit points as me. More than 3 times as many. I'm a little bit jealous right now.
You can't really see anything around them. You just see big.
No, I know.
hairy
I'm
ape
just,
butt right now.
I'm just
This is
saying.
why Garth wanted to do this. He's sick of being useless.
I don't know if that means you
Use
guys
it.
are super strong or I'm really squishy or both, but either way, I'm kind of like freaking out right now.
All right.
He swings at me.
He swings at you because you're the closest giant ape that he's now looking up at. Let's see. With his great sword.
Everybody's armor class is 12. I feel like Jared's gonna have a field day with this. He's gonna have so much fun. Like, I do so much damage.
Well, I got a 2 with this great sword, so that one's not going to hit
Oh,
because
gosh.
it rolls in at an 11.
That's the thing, he
Um,
gets really bad rolls.
His second swing with it is actually a 14. So that does hit. It's 2d6 plus 5. So he does 15 points of damage, kind of like just grazing across like the chest and shoulders of the big ape in front of him. So 15 points of damage. He does take another couple actions, and he does scream out in rage at the other 2 apes, and I need the other 2 apes to make a wisdom save. So
Is
that
he
would be
casting a spell?
he is casting Frighten Foe.
Counter spell.
So yeah, it does look like it is a spell here. So counterspelled.
Is it? Let me see. Is it higher than 3rd level? Is that
Frighten
it?
actually Frighten Foe here is just a
Or is it an ability?
It's an ability. So it's not
Okay, I can't
it's not
counter
a
that
spell.
then.
Cool. So he does yell out. He does need you to succeed a wisdom saving throw.
Do I get to keep my advantage on saves versus being frightened?
I would say so. You take the stat blocks, but I think you keep a little bit of like your self behind it.
Yeah, I
Out
would
Okay.
of
think so.
curiosity, what does being frightened do?
That's a
Being-
nat 20. To
A
save.
nat 20 to save. You save.
I'm not even gonna roll a second time.
And our other ape is who?
Okay. I'm assuming we don't get proficiency on saving throws.
You have to use your
That-
save.
On saving throws. You would
Because
get
Rumiel
proficiency.
does it, has
I don't
proficiency.
think so.
But I don't think the ape
My,
does.
I don't think
my
the ape does, no.
Oh, I was like, my sheet adds it, so.
No, but when you're an ape, you're different.
When
Well,
you polymorph, you
Yeah,
don't
'cause
keep
I'm
any of your stats.
I'm not
stats.
wild shaping, I'm polymorphing.
Yeah, wild shape, you
like-
get to keep a lot of your stats, but
Right.
polymorph, you don't.
Polymorph,
Right,
you take the
okay.
full stat blocks. Yeah.
Okay.
So, my wisdom save is a 14.
14. You become frightened, and Garth
Okay.
does not. Frightened. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while its source of fear is within line of sight.
So I wanted.
It cannot willingly move closer to that source of fear. But because the ape has a 10-foot reach, you can still hit the guy.
Good to know.
So
What's
I
that?
don't need to use my bend luck? Because I was going to use my bend luck to help them.
I mean, it would still be nice if
If you want to bend luck, so Rumiel
I'm not.
doesn't get frightened potentially, you had a 14 total.
14 total.
So if you
And
want
that frightened him?
that frightened him.
Okay.
So if you want to use bend luck to affect that before it takes effect,
Yeah, so I'm going to add 2 to it. So you got a
16.
16.
that saves. Exactly saves.
Guys, look at this teamwork.
Bend luck, however, do you have to roll on your table?
Yeah,
1 second. As far as I know, it was just sorcery points.
Okay. Oh yeah, that one's just sorcery
Because
points.
it is
You're right.
a sorcerer feat that I got at level 6.
You are
And
right.
haven't used yet.
So,
actually.
Rumil, you feel a little bit of fear.
Yeah, I
Go,
start
like-
shy away.
The hair on your shoulders stands up a little bit, but then you're all right. Like you're a little nervous, but you're good.
Okay.
All right. Ape Ari.
He's gonna use that multi-fist attack.
Multi-fist attack. So you get to roll twice to hit.
Well, that one's not gonna hit.
You have a +9 to hit.
You have a +9.
Does 11 hit?
It does not.
Okay, then I will
She didn't crit fail.
take the other. Okay.
24.
24.
Penguin Witch Doctor, I'd love to know what attack is 15d12, if you could put that in chat. Because 104 is a pretty nice number. So 20.
12. That was
That's our
hit points.
HP.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so he tried rolling you lower, but you got a 24 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's
hits.
that number plus 60.
+60.
Oh.
He rolled us higher.
He rolled them
Oh.
higher.
No, by its 7 points.
Hey, 7 points could be one full hit.
Yeah,
It could be the
3d10,
difference.
3d10 plus 6 is what you were rolling.
20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. So you just lash out and smack this guard captain with 20 points of damage. You miss your first one, but you come down to the second one, and Ape Ari is doing work. Lord Drackland.
So is anybody within 5 feet of him?
No.
10.
Excellent. So I'm gonna
Wait,
use
Wait,
my.
is Ari?
Ari,
Because
I
her
mean,
first
yeah,
attack was
Ari is right up on him.
But her
Oh,
arms are
First
super
attack was
long,
5
though,
feet,
weren't
yeah.
they? Oh.
Yeah. The other two are
Okay.
behind, but they can still reach and kind of pummel.
Yeah.
I can't like cast fairy fire, and have her not get hit by it, right?
Yeah, you can.
You'd have to move, right?
You could cast it like slightly behind him.
Mm.
Can I do that? Because he's big, right? Or no?
You have to move to see because you've got 3 apes essentially blocking you at this point.
Sure, I'd be fine with moving. Can I cast it so it just hits him and guards behind him? Not.
And thank you for the fairy
Ari?
fire, by the way.
A
It's up to
20
you.
foot
I've heard
cube.
it said different ways.
Yeah, you put it in a 20-foot cube centering where you wish. So you could
Yeah.
put it so like the edge of the cube is on him. And if
Okay.
he backs up, then he's fully in it, but he's still like just kind of in it right now and no one else will get hit.
Yeah, it just uses the cube when I drop it, and whoever's in the cube gets hit, and then it stays on whoever or doesn't.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I'll use my drow ability of fairy fire.
Oh, yes.
I gotta see what the save is because it might be different for being a drow. Let me check.
That's a drow ability?
You get 1 time per long rest.
You guys, I'm learning so much new stuff today. And you guys are like
sevens.
making my night.
Okay, let's see. Sorry, it's gonna take me 1 second just to make sure I don't do this wrong.
It doesn't look like there's any save or anything to it.
No,
It
there
just
is.
happened?
It's a dex save usually, but let me see.
Oh yeah, fails a dex save throw. Yep, there it is. I was looking for that keyword.
I mean, yeah, you're totally right. It's no save. It just auto hits.
I think, what was the rule you guys told me? Don't question the DM?
Take it to your advantage. Don't question.
I can't find it for some reason.
Penguin Witch Doctor, what kind of rum are you drinking?
The good stuff.
The good
It's bar
stuff.
rum.
So the dex save would most likely be on your.
You just want to use
spellcasting.
my. Are you okay with just using my character's save?
I'm
Your-
assuming it would
your
be your
spellcasting
spellcasting
save?
ability.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
15. I think it's charisma anyway, so I think it's the same. 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be 15 there. So I have to roll a dex save.
I think he was referring to your rum,
I don't
but
have
it's
rum.
not rum, it's gin. So it's the gin talking that there was no dex save.
No. Dex is a 17, so he does save, but does he get any effect?
No.
No. Okay. So.
But the guards who are behind him would make saves too. I mean I don't know. I don't think it's relevant.
It drops right in front of them essentially, because
there's nobody behind him.
It's a 20-foot cube. You've got 30 feet from him to any of the guards in the center.
Got it. Okay.
So
yeah.
it drops in front of a couple of them, but.
Okay. So that's fine. I don't think does that count as I don't know. Does that count as a spell to use? I think maybe yes. Drow magic.
Are you talking about like action wise or spell slot wise?
No, not
Can
spell
he
slot
now
wise.
cast a
Action,
spell?
like you can't cast 2 spells on a single turn. But if that wasn't a spell, I could. But I think that is a spell.
It does count as a spell. It's like a natural ability spell.
Okay,
It's like
that's
using
fine.
my darkness or thaumaturgy, right?
Yep, it'd be your action.
I'll
It's
stay
your
put.
action.
All right, you stay put.
Thanks, man.
I tried.
Valari,
shot.
you now have a couple giant apes in front of you.
So do I have a clear view of him anymore?
No, you'll have to run to one of the sides a little bit.
Probably the
Not very
left side,
far.
right? Because I imagine it was like we were right here, so I'd have to run to the left because he was like talking to him.
Yep.
And she's within 5 feet of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I don't want to do. I guess.
I can move back a little on my next turn. Sorry, I didn't
No,
realize.
no,
But
no,
I
no,
might
no. I'm just
bring an
trying to
opportunity
decide
attack.
which of my 2
I mean,
hit spells I
I'm
want to
within
use.
But if I step back as I swing, I'm distanced and still.
No, it's
it would
fine.
it would bring opportunity attack, but you got 100 plus HP to play with.
I'm just trying to decide which of my 2 hit
Well, I mean, earlier I
spells.
swung with a sword. I don't know how these dimensions work. Cause is a sword 5 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
a 5-foot
It
reach.
just means you're right next to them.
But if now my mass is that much more, I would have pushed him in my transforming. So I feel like I would have had to step back.
I mean, you would have like transformed back. Your butt probably would have shoved the people behind you back a little bit.
Can I pose a theoretical
And you're
kind
just a
of
bigger target
statistics
now.
question?
A theoretical question. What is it?
Do we like 5d8s or 8d6s more?
8d6s.
8d6s.
More dice is more minimum,
Yeah.
and the maximum is higher too.
Cool. So I'm actually gonna cast this at level
I mean,
4.
I
making
mean, I
it-
think
Yeah.
pi r squared or
86 would
something.
be better.
I'm gonna cast this at level 4, making it 96s then.
What are you throwing?
Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt, of course. Okay.
This is gonna be sad if
that's
it
the
misses.
save, right?
Huh?
Yes.
Is that the
Seriously.
save?
Oh, it's a save. That's
That's
right.
a save.
It's a
Say,
save.
You don't have to
I have to roll.
Oh yeah, you're right. It hits.
Oh yeah, it is a 13.
Nope, that does not save.
Oh, ow.
I need 3 dice, please.
What dice?
A 6s.
6s. Okay.
Oh, that hurts so
dice
bad.
that come with 3d6s
That
already.
they do.
Blacksmith craft dice with 3d6s.
And
I
Oh,
have
those are so
to-
beautiful.
5, 6,
Aren't they
You
pretty?
guys have like matching sets together.
9. I was missing one. Guys, I have so many dice.
Doesn't it feel good?
Oh, those. Hey, the camera did justice
those
for
look
those.
really good.
Those are
So
great.
pretty.
Well, the thing is, for some reason, your camera is coming through a little bit more purple on our end, so they look really good.
Those are Blacksmith Craft dice as she's doing the math. Take a look at the links below. Blacksmith Craft dice are the metal dice we all roll on the show.
We throw it in chat.
You guys,
Yeah.
so many 6s and 5s.
They
Nice.
are amazing dice. They're fairly inexpensive and they're sturdy and beautiful. Come with a nice little box.
Yeah,
Some
box
of the
is
newer color sets do come with multiple D6s instead of just one. Take a look. Support them. They're great.
43.
43. Woo!
Nice.
Okay, so as you hit
guys,
this guy,
There were 4 6s and 2 5s.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
uh,
Okay.
as you hit this guy, the electric like crackles all across his armor. You do notice that it does bloody him at this point, meaning he's under 50% HP.
What's that? What that means?
That's what
Yeah.
bloodied means. So under 50% HP means that you're doing good. You do notice he's instead of bloodied here, he's got some nice electric burns up his neck and some fire that's like kind of up and across
Is he-
him.
He's
Is he
electrified.
concentrating on any spells for these soldiers?
He is not. No.
Okay.
Good check.
That was a good question.
Good question. That was a lot of damage. Would have done a really high DC.
Yeah, that would have
to-
been tough to try and
Yeah.
maintain
Roll half
concentration.
of that.
Can you roll 2 dice for me, please?
Please roll a
Yeah,
23.
I was actually just about to
Please
ask
roll
you if I
23.
could roll a different one.
You need to roll this one first, then we can roll other things. We are rolling on wild magic here.
Oh.
It's a 74.
74.
Oh no.
Well, shit. You take 1 additional action immediately.
Y'all know what this means? Chromatic orb at level 3.
Oh God!
Who let her be a wild magic sorceress?
I don't.
The ones who
He
almost
encouraged it.
Yeah, but in one episode, we almost killed half the party or more.
You guys,
No,
I rolled
no.
a 24 to hit.
Oh, I thought you got a crit.
Misses.
No, that would have been
Misses.
a
I'm like,
Midnight.
24 hits pretty
We're
good,
going
though.
home.
Oh, it
no,
does hit.
but a 24
hit.
is really
Pretty
good.
good.
No, a 27 would have been better, but
I'm just gonna claim rocks fall and everyone dies now.
Counterspell.
Counterspell.
Well, it's gotta be a
Wait.
lot of rocks because a few of us have 150 plus hit. points.
so 4d8.
That's a meteor shower, man.
You gotta drop an asteroid
And
on
not,
this
not the
island.
minute ones.
and yet, there's 3 apes still standing.
Well, no, it's just, then we'll just revert. You'll have 3 people standing there like,
16.
16 points of damage?
Yeah, boy.
Man, what type of orb did you cast?
Oh, lightning.
why not?
More. You cast this chromatic orb of lightning,
Poor guy.
and it leaves a really ornate, twisted pattern of just shock residue on his chest that kind of glows a little bit. And at that point, it is our little puppy friend's turn. Astro launches towards that point in his chest and kicks really hard as he lands and tries to just knock this guard captain off his feet, but he gets knocked down and ends up like scurrying back with his tail between his legs. He attempted to do something that worked for him prior, and it doesn't work with this big dude. Garth, it is your turn. I'm sorry, Ape Garth. It is your turn.
Ape Garth
Ape Garth. Ape Garth smash!
feels really good about his ability to hit this guy.
Alright, Ape Garth.
Feels like it's a nat 20.
Ah!
I forgot
Oh!
you had those.
Ah, that's
Oh, God.
important.
Oh!
So,
Alright. So, with your first swing,
36.
so with the first swing, it's automatically 36 plus. Let me roll 3 more d10.
Oh God!
Rumil, you're gonna not be invited back at the shenanigans you can pull. You have one more episode and...
He's like, I'm
Cutting you
done.
off.
I mean, didn't roll great. That's an extra 7.
Hey.
We can take Penguin's roll. He got a 13.
Oh, no.
So that's up to 43
43.
off the first hit.
Off the first hit. Now you swing for the second hit.
For the second one.
And that's a 25 to hit.
Oh!
Ouch. Please roll.
Wait, Nathan, was your natural 20, was that somebody gave it to you. That was your portent.
It was
This
his
is
portent.
important. Yeah.
Got it.
The only
He
nat
used his
20
reroll.
went to
Me.
Ari, right?
Sorry, yeah.
I used it on
That
my.
she used it.
And that's another.
Lauren, how many fingers?
17.
17 fingers.
17.
Look.
So
Total
you
of 60 damage from those 2 hits.
Whew, you
Yeah.
smash in and you dent the breastplate in the first hit. You just wail right into his chest, and the guard captain's foot goes back and he kind of slides a little bit, and you notice that he is essentially superhuman at this point, with the Dragon King pulsing through his veins. So you just swing again and you just hit him square in the chin. And we go into slow-mo as blood and a tooth and a little bit of spit goes off to the side, and an ape fist just keeps going through the swing, and then it cuts back to the battle at hand. Wow. So that puts us down to Rumil. Ape
Well,
Rumil, sir.
Mark
As-
is going to use
as
his free action really quick
Oh,
to
go.
do the following. Your turn.
I was gonna say, as we're coming back to real time and he's pounding his chest, over his shoulder comes another.
Okay. Okay, so please roll the hit.
17.
17 misses.
Okay.
So you swing and you just get right over his shoulder. We'll just say it's obscured a little bit.
I'm using my reroll.
You also get a second fist.
That's right, but he on the
Oh.
first one missed.
Oh.
Both of them were lower than the last one, so I'm gonna miss with both.
So as you're swinging in, the pounding of the chest, an elbow comes up and knocks both of your fists out of the way just a little bit as Garth is celebrating. So you're a little off as you try to knock this guy right in the chin. That brings us back to your pixie's turn. You have 5 of
Romeo.
them.
Romeo, what should we do?
Well, I'm an ape, so I can't talk.
So they're just doing their thing. Three
So-
are still
nothing
hanging
changes.
out. All
They
right.
dance. They dance invisibly behind where you were.
Oh man.
Can
think-
they polymorph the captain into a gnat?
Well,
Uh,
it was I thought about it, but if you break a polymorph, they revert back to where they were before.
Ah, true. Okay, fair.
So unless
Yeah.
we could drop him in the ocean,
put him in a jar, drop him in the ocean.
that's
That is
the
an
only
option.
way we could beat it. Like,
But his turn is next, right? So
Yeah. So this guard captain
now that he's been pounded on,
just a little.
let's see how this
yells out at the 2 apes over the one in front of him. So that would be Rumil and Garth, and attempts again to scare them off. So I need wisdom saving throws from both of you too.
Wisdom. Hold on. Let me scroll back down to that stat.
That's a +1 for an 8.
An 8. You become frightened, so you
17.
basically a
He
17.
had he's a
Oh,
plus
I was
one
saying-
for an 8.
Oh, plus 1 8.
So I have
Okay.
a 17.
So you're not frightened. You're good.
12. I
12.
think I'm gonna make it.
Rumil, you are frightened, so you can't move any closer to him, and you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls at the moment.
Okay.
Can I bend his luck?
I think it's once a day.
Well, it's sorcery points.
How many of those do you have?
I have 7.
Oh God!
Go ahead and bend his luck if you wish.
I mean, you're gonna have to go roll pretty well.
That's true. You had a 12, right?
I have a 12. You'd
So
have
I
to
have to
get
roll what, a 4?
at
Probably.
least a
Probably a 4.
yeah.
The
a four
highest
higher.
I can
You have
roll
a-
is a 4.
You have a 25% chance.
It's
to
a
save.
50-50.
It's a 25%.
Or is it D4?
It's a D4.
Oh yeah, you have a 25% chance of this working.
Never mind. You're screwed.
He's
Fair.
still within reach.
I don't think I'm gonna get a 4.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
And then he swings out at Ape Ari in front of him for a 17 to hit.
That does hit.
All right. And does, ouch, 12 points of damage now.
Wait, can I use my bend luck to Nah, she's got the points.
I'm good.
She's good.
Yeah.
Girl.
I'll save it for someone.
He hit for 12, not a ton.
I know. Sorry,
and now-
I don't
now
always
it
hear
is-
all of the details.
Now it is Ape Ari's turn to wail on this guy. Oh, she thinks about Ebron and just cries over him.
A big gorilla. I just picture Grape Ape crying.
Yeah, right? First fist.
Picks him up and hugs him.
First fist is a 16, which I know from earlier is not going to hit.
Yeah, if he's in plate.
And that one's also not going to hit.
It's a 16 again.
So you swing over his shoulder twice and miss. It is Lord Dracklin's turn.
All right. I will. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna just swing at him.
So you run up amongst the giant apes.
The
and
apes
you
are like all
swing at
behind
him.
me because they're 10 feet away, but I'm like in the 5, and I'm like.
You sneak up in front. Okay, let's do this.
Oh, Draclin.
Okay, that's a 17.
17 misses.
Okay. That's lower. That's a 13.
You run up, and in your
Or
excitement,
14.
you're swinging wildly, and the first hit glances off of the bent plate on his chest, and the second just misses totally.
There are people summoning the dragon.
Okay. I'll be done.
Valari, it is your turn.
I mean, I have 1/3 spell level slot left.
Okay. What are you gonna do with your 3rd level slot?
It's worked so well for me thus far. I feel like I can't not cast
Earthquake.
lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. Dex save again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll my favorite dice tonight.
There you go.
No!
What is that one?
Gonna what?
It's a total of 12.
Oh no, that doesn't save.
My favorite dice betrayed me.
My save is
My 2 20s of the night.
that high.
Okay, how much damage do you do?
I don't know. I gotta roll 86. Give me a second.
8d6 at level 3?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because it's 9 at level 4.
Remember
Yeah.
when I told
It's
you?
kind of sad that it only adds 1d6 to go up a level.
Bad. Agreed.
That's common though. It's usually 1d6.
Yeah.
But
It
as
just
a
doesn't-
spell that starts with 8d6, you would think that adding a level to it would add like 2d6.
Yeah, or
How
something.
many
Yeah,
more do you need if you already have 8?
Well, then why did you cast it at level 4?
Fun.
Why don't you just keep going at 3s?
Because I only have 1 4-level spell slot.
That could have been chromatic orb.
I used the
I know. Roll it.
They
Roll it.
said to use the lightning. Oh no, that's a lot of ones. 1,
It's
2,
still damage.
3, 4, 5.
Wait, you rolled 6? You rolled 8 dice?
I rolled 8 dice and I got an 18.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
5 of them were 1s.
But
Yeah.
5 of them are ones.
So you fire with such gusto,
I'm like so confident.
and
I
it
got
hits
this.
and goes, and does a little crackle like if anyone's put a CD in the microwave, it just goes. and
I
it's
go-
gone. Yeah,
Huh, I think I must have
Jared-
overused that spell.
I've done that. It's bad. Don't do it.
You're
Wait.
speaking from experience here.
Yes,
Are you
yes,
talking
I
about
am.
the boiled egg?
No, the microwave. No, that's another story. Boiled eggs in the microwave
Don't
work.
microwave a hard-boiled egg. He
And-
learned
and-
that the hard way.
Back to the battle.
In my microwave when we were dating.
Astro yelps and goes away. Ape Garth.
Ape Garth.
Ape
Hey, you
Garth.
did well last time.
Yeah.
Smack his
Going
butt.
to swing twice.
Oh, hang on 2
Swing,
seconds.
bada-bada.
Please roll on your. She has to roll on her wild magic.
Why?
Because you cast a level 4 or level 3.
He has a nat 20 though, so just be prepared.
It's a 4 or 104?
4.
Or
Prevent the
4.
next critical hit.
No!
Oh, creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast.
oh,
Yikes.
That would have been helpful before.
Oh, yeah, Garth.
You
Garth,
get him every
Garth,
time.
yes.
you have a nat 20, Garth.
I got a nat 20 on my first hit. So that's
Okay.
36 plus. There we go. Plus 17 is 53.
Okay.
74.
Get it?
Okay.
And now he'll swing again.
Come on, come on, come on.
Swing
15.
better.
Nope.
Okay.
It's okay, he used up so much strength on that first one.
So
Yeah.
with your first swing, you make a fist.
Unless, wait. Can I use? Oh no, that's fine. Go on.
No. What do you want to use?
I mean, am I a lucky gorilla?
I mean,
I
Does
don't think
halflings
so.
alive?
If you get the stat sheet of the gorilla, then you don't get to take your
It's
halfling
my
traits.
feet.
But it's
It's
a
his
luck.
feet.
Yo, it's not
It's a-
halfling luck, it's the feet.
It's a lucky. Yeah, I
It
think
still
you
has
would be.
feet,
You'd be a
it's
lucky.
not
You'd be a lucky gorilla.
Maybe I'll use it.
yeah.
You just get the stat block replace essentially.
Yeah.
The stat block and actions.
So that is a 21.
That does hit.
21.
Okay.
Get it, buddy.
Oh wait, no, that's 1 and 2 is 3. Oh, there's a 10. 13 plus 6, 19.
19. All right. So your first hit, you make a fist and you come down on the head of this guard captain, and you drive him into the ground. And the second one, you finish driving him into the ground. That at the point that you put both fists back and look down, you see that you've jammed him into essentially a hole that you built because of his plate into the ground, and then the second fist just molds that over him, so he's a pile of bloody plate at this point. And in this moment, as you finish him off, the guards who were standing in the half arc with their shields up and their sword out all start kind of blinking and looking around. One of them drops to his knees and takes a huge breath as if he's breathing for the first time in minutes. This guard captain is a pile of gross mess, and you have defeated him. But as you do, you see the wisp smoke of...
Who has the phylactery?
Seeing it coming up, I'm gonna break concentration on my pixie spell.
All right, so your pixies disappear, and then
So they're gone.
Their hold on you disappears. Garth, you actually kind of drop out of the air a little bit, and the rest of you just kind of place down onto your feet. The smoke is slowly rising out of the corpse of this guard captain, far less vigorous than the first time, as the Dragon King seems to be fairly weakened.
Garth quickly pulls out the vial, opens it, and runs over to that smoke.
As you do, and you reach out with the smoke as it's trying to go away starts sucking back in, as almost if a vacuum is in the bottle and sucking the smoke in, and it all starts trailing in faster and faster, and then it all finishes up and you're able to cap it quick. The vial does become quite warm to the touch at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, I think we've got him. I think.
Should we clear the darkness, Valari, and see if our friends are still here?
Oh, the darkness would probably be gone by now because it was only, 10 minutes?
Oh, we were only there for like.
You're
Yeah.
only there. This is only like a minute battle.
No.
6 seconds per
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
But I cast it.
Yeah, I mean, with your rush up and your talk, yeah, it could be about.
Plus,
finished,
it
'cause you did
was
cast it
a
early.
concentration.
So you can drop
okay.
concentration.
Well, it was a concentration, and I cast other spells.
But those
Well,
other
are
spells
they
weren't
concentration?
concentration spells.
Yeah. So it does fade. You allow it to fade at this point.
So yeah.
The oncoming Strand army rushes up and starts to see where you all are and starts to split to get to the guards behind you.
Mullipan, stop! We're with you. They were under a curse. The Dragon King is gone.
A large dragonborn skids up and barks out, "Stop!" And all of the goblins and kobolds start skidding to a halt and kind of tumble over one another a bit. One of the human leads in the group stops and catches a little goblin who's like foaming at the mouth with 2 daggers in hand ready to slice stuff, and holds him back a second as he starts calming down and pants a little bit more, and looks around, and the large dragonborn walks over and surveys the bloody mess in the ground and looks at the group. I won't ask how you've accomplished this feat, but
You know, just some monkeying around.
well, were you able to collect the Dragon King?
Garth pulls out the phylactery.
All right. These next steps are vitally important, and I'm not quite sure their detail until you get close to where they must take place. There is a spirit well in the forest. This well has the purest of water, blessed by treants of old, and should still hold the blessing regardless of the lack of their presence. This should seal the vial completely. In sealing it, you must replace it into the stone with a pouring of the same water to dissipate the effects. Have you seen the stone yet?
The Kingstone?
Precisely.
Yeah, we saw it.
Well, you must dissipate the effects, or you could be crowned leader.
So,
Well,
about that.
we kind of are.
At this moment, the Dragonborn looks around and quickly drops to a knee and puts a hand on his chest, and all of the kobolds and the goblins and the humans and the guard across the way all look at you lot and drop to a knee, all stunned, hand across their chest, bowing down. And the one kobold who's foaming at the mouth runs up and drops to his knees in front of you. "I'm sorry, I just was trying to protect the forests." And he bows down even further. And the Dragonborn, who you recognize as Zet, that you had met earlier,
The first one, right?
takes one large clawed hand and slides the goblin back and says, "My kings and queens, you must be careful. You must quell the stone with the water, seal the phial with the water, and return the stone and the phial to the castle. There is a missing stone within the walls that this must be replaced in. I've never seen it myself, but the legend tells that when the Kingstone and the essence of the Dragon King are returned, the kingdom will be restored to normal order. So you wish it to. And he bows down again as if he doesn't expect you to give up the power that has been bestowed upon you, but gives you an option out.
I'll kind of walk up and grab his arm and be like, have I, you said we've seen this guy. I haven't, right?
You have not.
No,
The
you
rest of the group
haven't.
has.
It was before me, right? I say, sir, I need to know I can trust you. And I'll kind of lift him up real quick.
He stands up.
I'll pull out my book and be like, let's see what you get.
He looks at you. My king, I don't understand. What must I do to show my trust?
It's okay. The moment has passed.
He reaches out and he like tries to grab the book or touch the book as if he is unsure of what he needs to do.
Oh, just open it.
Let him do it.
All right, my king. And he closes his eyes and turns just a little bit and opens the book and like peeks one eye open as if he's worried that something's going to happen, as if he's going to like catch fire or something. He looks back and there is a little tabby kitten sitting there, bright-eyed, looking at this dragonborn. And
That's all I needed, guys.
the
That's all I needed
the
today.
dragonborn leans back and looks at you and says, "My king, what does this mean?"
And I'll go back and collect it, close the book. This is very good. The tabby cat is very good. And I'll go and walk backwards.
Oh, Drackland is now a fortune teller based on the cat the book provides.
This is like a bad Facebook
There's
quiz.
no evidence to prove that this relates to the individual, yet we're
I
completely...
paid a lot of money for this book. I gotta make some use out of it.
That's okay. I just realized that I paid a lot of money for that oil and then forgot about it and did not add that damage.
Fair.
It's okay.
We'll oil the monkey paws next
There we
time.
go.
You just smash the file and you're just like, here we go. So he steps back and then drops back to a knee. We will protect the forests and point you in the direction to the spirit well, if you wish. If not, the kingdom is yours to rule.
Oh, I'm all for the well.
Point us towards the well, and we will take the vial there.
All right. We will set up camp here and discuss plans to get to the well. It is a day's trek, and we need to be prepared.
Are you
I
expecting
heard-
danger on the way?
I am not quite sure what to expect, as the guardians of the forest no longer guard.
Oh, but they do. Well, they might. He speaks to the treants. They're buddies.
They're awakening, good sir, but as you say, I do not know that they have quite the strength. They are still in their beginnings.
And Penguin Witch Doctor, Ari has not gotten her dragon scale armor, but that might be like her requested parting gift, you know, for like saving their town a million times.
Well, I will say there's some plate over there if you wanted to
That's nope.
and shit.
It's a very messy, flattened
Ain't
plate.
gonna loot
but
that body.
Suit yourself.
you guys are missing out on fortunes of magical items. All right. At this point,
Fine, you loot the body.
you find nothing but mess.
Find a tabby kitten inside.
Oh, he was actually a good guy. If
At
he
this
couldn't be saved, he couldn't be saved. Sorry.
all good. At this point, the guard steps forward in rank. Seemingly the most senior steps out and looks at the mess of the captain and looks to the kings and queens. What is it that you'd like us to do?
If you could go back to town, we would like a patrol set up by the tent city as the town is a kingdom is being rebuilt. Guard the people, watch out for theft.
All right.
Guard.
And should we worry about stations between upper and lower, or are we combining the city guard totally?
Combine them.
Yes, my queens. Yes, my queens. We will combine the gods and we will take care of
We're
the
not
city.
made for this.
Is there any other rulings or oddities we must know?
If you need advice while we are on our trek into the forest, talk to Tyrell Goldenhand. He's a good guy.
Sir Goldenhand. Yes. He's a very well-known cobbler. He does help with the boots here. We will talk with him. He
Also, make sure that young Balder gets a little bit of help, as well. Everyone whose shop fell into the water. Let's see if we can get
Rescue teams.
Diving crews.
out there. There is a water-breathing device that Perkins has. Tell him that the kings and queens wish to borrow it so that people can retrieve certain valuables that have been washed into the sea.
He quickly motions to another guard who seems to be a junior and starts telling him these things, and the other guard fumbles through his small pouches and pulls out a small piece of paper and starts noting it all down. All right, you've got that? Go! And he sends most of the guard back to flank next to him, and the rest of the troops start hustling towards town. And is there anything you'd like me to tell to the town itself, or shall I allow you to speak to the town?
We will speak to the town later.
All right, we will.
Make sure the people are fed, that the sick are taken care of, and that justice is done. Is that okay for being a queen?
Yes, I think you're doing it quite well.
All right, and the people who didn't have homes to begin with, shall we move them out, shuffle them around? What should we do? You're requesting a big change in the town, and I'm not quite sure. I'm not usually one that makes these decisions.
That's fair. Just care for everybody in the town as if it was your grandma, and we'll be back hopefully tomorrow.
All right. I will see that everyone is fed to our best abilities. We'll send such diving crews after
We'll
any
set up
trinkets.
a stimulus plan, give everyone, a certain amount of money.
1,200 gold per person.
Well,
Based on their income, we'll
I have
figure it
a
out.
feeling that you're going to have very, very, very good crops next year. I just got this feeling.
Mm.
Thank
Especially
you.
right here.
Around this area, yes.
All right. So we will return to the city and take care of it, and expect your return tomorrow. And him and his guard rush off.
Good man.
As you turn around, you see that there's a bunch of tents being crudely put up by the kobolds and goblins, and the few humans, elves, and the dragonborn that was there for the strand. They have one large tent set up that seems to be more of like a captain's table tent where you're able to discuss plans and figure out the morning. A small campfire is set up, and a few goblins are hustling off with bows off into a direction towards the forest to hopefully get some game for dinner. It quiets down over the course of the evening as you're able to take a breather, release some of the tension. A few spirits come out and drinks are shared. A few of
Those kind of spirits.
those kind of spirits. A few of the goblins speak as if they were in a big battle and are leaning back and talking about all of their other previous fights and how this one was the most epic as they rushed up to see giant apes finishing a pummeling and turning back into humans and talking tall tales of what they had seen. And one of the goblins walks up with some bread. It's not much, but here's some snack. Well, the meat is being hunted and prepared. It should be under an hour for some dinner, and the captain will tell you what to do. Sir Lildensterad is the best captain we've ever had. I'm sure you know because it seems like you guys are friends. But here's some food, and we'll point you in the right direction in the morning. And he hustles off to a tent, and tonight the stars shine brightly, and the moon starts to come out as plates of fresh caught meat, some vegetables, and wild fruit that have been harvested from the edges of the forest are brought to you, some raw, some cooked, and you're able to set up camp for the night.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! You obliterated my mildly big bad evil guy. You've got bigger and badder. No. You guys did ape out and definitely changed the flow of things. Thank you, Rumiel, for returning order to the chaos. And we are so excited that you all had a chance to tune in. We do have at least one more episode of this arc in 2 weeks. And then our final episode of the season will be in the first weekend of June, which I believe the story will carry on to to wrap up fully this arc. But the next show in 2 weeks will be really, really pivotal to these characters, their leadership, and the change in this town. So stay tuned. 2 weeks we'll have that, and then we'll be going into potentially some summer fun. We'll let you know on our social what's happening after our first show in June, because we don't have that fully planned out. So if you did like our summer series last year, then we can always pop into the summer series. We've got other arcs to join up on, or we can continue this one. So please let us know what you've enjoyed, and we will definitely take that into consideration as we plan out the summer. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting, sponsoring, sharing, liking, following. Continue to do so. We appreciate you. Players, thank you for splattering that guy. That was awesome. Rumiel, thank you for your time here. You're bringing another character next time you come back. You only introduced chaos.
He's gonna say no more druids allowed.
No, I mean, it's all just gonna be
Says the wild
fighters.
magic.
Yeah,
It's
right.
all just gonna be fighters,
He
and there's
doesn't
no
ca-
access to
usually-
magic.
He says it's usually my hair falling out or growing a beard of feathers, so...
Thank you all. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your quarantine with friends, family, and others. If you haven't listened to them all yet, we're on podcast. We're on VOD here on Twitch. We will catch you in 2 weeks.
Bye, guys.
Good night.